Here we go.
Okay, guys, thank you so much for doing this. I appreciate all you guys spent, 24 of you spending your time with me. 23, we have an audience member, which is very nice. So this script, the story of the script is about, I was in a really bad relationship in 2014. So to escape her in a 1-bedroom apartment, I would just write this. I researched it for like 3 months. I wrote it. I never went back and fixed it because I sent it to a lit agent and he said, just so you know, this topic is on the blacklist. In other words, no script can be made about this idea. So I never went back and did a second draft. And I think some of the act structure is off, but like I didn't move things around to make a better act structure, but I still think it's interesting and I know it's never going to get made. So why not do a table read? So I'm really excited to have some great actors here. I can't wait to fucking talk to. I'm going to introduce them all. Starting first, he was a producer and a performer on the original Roseanne sitcom. Alan Stevens here. Hello, Alan. How are you?
All right, Alan.
Yeah. Hey, Eddie.
Tell me what part you're reading for.
Today, I'm Henry Hathaway, and I'm Milos, and I'm an executive.
John Milius was who Big Lebowski, Walter is based on. He wrote Red Dawn, and he directed Conan the Barbarian, and he what was that movie with? And he did that fucking awesome movie with Go Ahead, Make My Day. That guy. Whatever.
Pretty Harry.
Thank you, Alan, for being here. From
who's the one with the gun? Who's the one with the gun that says the thing?
All right, take it easy. You were late 15 minutes.
Ask your wife; she'll look it up on IMDb.
Yes, well played. Yes.
Okay, now from The Marvelous Miss Maisel, Ray Donovan, House of Cards, Boardwalk Empire, and a really great fucking speech on Louis. Rick Chrome is here. Hello, Rick.
Hi, everybody. Hello.
Rick, who are you reading for?
I am Sidney Sheinberg and Bob Matling.
Awesome. From Facts of Life, Laughter on the 23rd Floor, Mad Men, Magicians, Homeland, Scandal. Mackenzie Aston is here. Hello, Mackenzie.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Mackenzie Aston portraying Richard Dreyfuss.
Awesome. I loved how you wore the outfit.
Absolutely.
From Manhunt, a great show that I found on Netflix. He played Mickey Mantle on Broadway. Criminal Minds, The Following, Law and Order, All My Children. Bill Dawes is here. Hello, Bill.
Hey, how you doing?
Who are you reading for?
Roy Scheider. Roy Scheider.
Roy Scheider. From Canadian Psycho, JC LaFontaine. She's the only person that's been in every table read. Hi, JC.
Hi.
Who are you reading for, JC?
At every table read.
Yeah.
I'm going to be reading for Susan, Sally, Young Girl, Popcorn Girl, and News Announcer number 5.
Fantastic. Thank you. From Twitch Makes a Movie, Jackie Gold. Hello, Jackie.
Hey, guys.
Who are you reading for, Jackie?
I will be reading Helen Brown and also the young female clerk.
Fantastic. One of the 3 leads from the Blair Witch Project. Please welcome Mike Williams. Hello, Mike.
Hi, guys. How you doing?
Mike.
Hi. Thanks for having me. I love the script, as you know.
Thanks, Mike.
David Brown. David Brown.
Thank
I
you.
really do.
Thank you, buddy. Who are you reading for?
I'm reading for David Brown.
David Brown. You said that like 3 times, and I didn't hear you.
David Brown 4 times.
I wanted to compliment again. So there are 2 cast members here from the new show with Leslie Jones, Supermarket Sweep. First of all, we have Bethel Karam. Hello, Bethel.
Hi, Brian.
Thanks for coming back. Who are you reading for today?
Valerie Taylor and News Announcer 1.
Thank you. From Supermarket Sweep as well, Neil Potter. Hi, Neil.
Hey, what's going on?
Neil, you're reading for a bunch of parts. Who are you reading?
I got the Suited Man, and then I'm going to take my glasses off to be Howard Sackler. See the transformation, and then mayor and intern audience member.
Like unrecognizable.
Incredible.
Okay. Oh, you're reading for the mayor, and who was the last one?
Intern and audience member number 2.
Okay. Thank you. From Celebrity Deathmatch, the Ameritrade commercials, Trumbo, Rio 2, and the Rough Ruffman Show, Jim Conroy. Hello, Jim.
Hello, Brian, my alum, and Mike Williams, another New Paltz alum.
Yeah, there's 2 more here that we're getting to from New. There's like 6 people from New Paltz here. 7.
And I'm like looking at the screen like, who's here?
Well, Brett and Chris and Willis. But anyway, who are you reading for?
I am reading for Robert Shaw.
Robert Shaw, fantastic. Thank you. The only cast member here today who's actually worked with Steven Spielberg, on War of the Worlds. He had a great role on that. He was my friend on the show Three Sisters for a year, 2 years on NBC. He was in the Oscar-nominated United 93 on shows like The Starter Wife. Please welcome my good friend David Allen Bache. Hi, David.
Hello, my friend Brian. I am playing Dick Zanuck.
Dick Zanuck. And I forgot the X's, which you were fucking fantastic on. I love that show.
Thanks. I'll take it.
From The Dead Don't Die, the Jim Jarmusch movie. He was one of the top zombies. Willis Williams is here. Hi, Willis.
Hey, how's it going? Hey.
You can see it, Willis. Who are you reading for?
I got a few. I am crew member, Donald, fisherman, audience member number 1, driver, and John the sound guy.
Fantastic. Thank you. From Adam Devine's House Party on Comedy Central, Mark Saratella is here. Hi, Mark.
Going on, Mark, alcoholic addict, day 89.
What did you just? Okay, what did you say?
You heard me right.
We caught you one day before 90. Yay. Congrats, Mark.
Thanks.
Who are you reading for, Mark?
We'll try not to ruin it for you.
Joe Avalos.
Joe Avalos, that's right. I never know if it's Avalos or Avilas. I don't know. Nickelodeon, Cheryl Anderson is here again. Hi, Cheryl.
Hi, everybody. I'm going to be Canadian producer number 2, girl, audience member number 3, Glenda, and autograph hound.
Thank you. Another cast member from the show, Louis. He is also a performer on, he was on the Late Show with David Letterman. And also, not only that, he was the warm-up comic for Letterman, as well as the comedy booker for Letterman. My good friend, Eddie Brill. Hi, Eddie.
Hey, everyone. I'm reading for Betty Davis. I have wait, no, that's a different one. I got Francis Ford Coppola, Tony, the Canadian producer, and News Person 3.
Thank you very much. Another cast member from Boardwalk Empire, Nick Novicki is here. Hi, Nicky.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
I am reading Child Friend number 2, Agent, and Jerry.
Thanks. I appreciate that, man. I tried to throw you in non-little person parts to make
I was about to say here, I'm typecasting Zoom meetings here. Like, put me an agent in the middle.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so 2 guys from New Paltz who are my proud, one of my best friends in the world, some of my best friends in the world. They are also on Voodoo Up Pictures with me. The first one from Voodoo Up Pictures also was on the television show Laughs. Chris the Fate. Hi, Chris.
Hey, I'm reading for Frank, Lee Marvin, Bill Butler, and News Announcer 4.
Thank you so much. And okay, so the other guy from Voodoo Up Pictures, he also was on the show Dirty Jobs, and he's actually the winner for the music video. It was a contest for a music video, for the official music video for the Carly Simon song "You're So Vain," and his music video won the contest. And he got on stage, and Carly Simon loved him. Brett Bisogno is here. Hi, Brett.
Hello. How are you? I am playing George Lucas, of course. Who else?
You're the only person I want.
Wow.
From the Transformers movies, one of my favorite people to work with, John DeCrosta, is here. Hi, John.
Hi, guys. I am reading for Martin Scorsese, Charlton Heston, Parker, Donnie, Another Man, which I never found Another Man, and News Announcer number 2.
Well, I think Another Man it'll show up, and when it shows up, I'll just tell you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
There's always Another Man.
Also, from 30 Rock, John Mooney. Hi, John.
Hello, Brian. Thank you.
John, you remember Brett and Chris from that movie you did? See that guy?
I also have a Voodoo Up credit under my belt. Thank you very much.
You do, yeah. You were great on that. You were fucking great. Who are you reading for?
I'm reading for E.T. and Indiana Jones. I'm reading for Peter Benchley and John Williams.
Okay, thank you. From Kevin Can Wait, Law and Order Special Victims Unit, the very talented Chris Roach. Hi, Chris.
Hi, everybody. I'm reading for Brian De Palma Ramirez and American screenwriter Carl Gottlieb.
Yep. And an interesting story about Carl Gottlieb is I actually sent him the script. He said, and I quote to his friends, "Tell him to send me the script." Then it turns out he was drinking when he said it, so he didn't want to read it because he's not allowed to because it's been blacklisted. So that's so that happened. So me and Carl joked around. I was like, "Well, I like doing Johnny Dangerously," and I just like because he played the doctor in Johnny Dangerously. He's like, "It's a thyroid, Johnny. What's wrong with it? We can't find it. We have to do a thyroid. We got to do a thyroid search." That's Carl Gottlieb. And doing the most thankless part of everybody is the guy who's going to be the narrator, and that is he has a great special on Amazon right now called Day Drinker. Please welcome Tony B. Hi, Tony.
Hi, everyone.
Thank you, Tony.
Thanks for doing this, Tony, and thank you for reading this thankless part.
Of course.
Now,
And Tony is always dressed so sharp for his role, for his job.
I feel like you two might hook up, and I'm going to be really, I want a commission. I want a commission.
You want part of it?
One of you has to give me a hand job. Sorry.
I'll do it. I'll do it. I got it. Don't worry. I'll do it.
A point of order, Brian.
Yes, sir.
I also worked with Mr. Spielberg for one day on the movie The Post.
Oh my God, that's right.
Where I played the court bailiff guy.
I remember. I wrote to you after I saw it. You were great.
Yeah, and it was.
Oh right, yes.
He was as down to earth as I couldn't believe it. He was just such a okay. What do you want to do? Okay, that sounds good. Let's do it.
Well, I had a run in with him, and he threw me off of his plane.
Oh well,
that really happened.
Have a parachute.
Wow. I was supposed to fly in a private plane. I just got on the one that was there. And the family was walking by, and they all had this terror look on their face. And then Spielberg walked by and stared at me, and they're all huddled in the back. And some bodyguard says, "This is Mr. Spielberg's plane." And I go, "Is he going to Universal to plan a Hollywood party?" They go, "No," and get off.
Stephen and the Shark by Brian Scalero, based on real events. Darkness, the sound of ocean waves. A voiceover is heard.
There's going to be moments when you don't know what you're doing. Happens to all of us. Guard that with your life. Let no one see you're unsure of yourself. Hide that from everyone, because everyone will lose respect for you.
2 notes from the theme to Jaws are heard. Exterior, Martha's Vineyard, coastline, night. The sky and ocean are both dark. Along the dunes, a bonfire takes place. Guests drinking around it. A guitar man and harmonica player perform for young ladies. Steven Spielberg, 27, youthful, bravado, intelligent, sits by himself. He sips a red cup of beer. He notices a young blonde named Susan sitting by herself, staring at him. He sips his beer. She smiles. He saunters over and sits with her. It is reminiscent of the opening of Jaws.
So, I didn't get a chance to ask you how was your flight?
It was fine. Getting to the airport was stressful, though. I only had a day to pack since the date kept changing.
We're a little behind.
I heard. I am really glad that you're still here.
Still?
Oh, well, the rumor.
What rumor?
Well, the rumor is that you were getting fired.
Stephen goes white.
Where did you hear this?
My agents. Heard you were a goner. It's all over Hollywood.
She laughs.
Rumors, huh? Can't believe anything you hear in that town.
She puts down her beer.
Hey, let's go in the water.
She runs off. Stephen looks like he was hit by a car and stares off, lost in fear.
Farewell and adieu to your fair Spanish ladies.
Stephen looks over and there's Robert Shaw, intimidating, gruff, 46-year-old. Shaw is sitting on a dune looking at him, the light from his cigarette illuminating his face.
Farewell and adieu, you ladies of Spain.
He smiles at Stephen. Stephen is frozen. Earlier.
Action!
Exterior, Canyon Country, California, day. A Peterbilt 281 tanker truck comes sailing over a cliff and smashes into pieces in the canyon below. Steven stands on a boulder with a megaphone, his crew around him filming the crash.
Cut!
He starts laughing and clapping his hands like a kid in a candy store.
Whoa, wow. That was wonderful. That was wow. Wasn't that wonderful? Wow.
Crew member number 1 leans into his pals.
It's like we're working for a kid playing with his toys.
All right. Let's get down there.
A suited man approaches.
When do you shoot the explosion?
What explosion?
Well, you're going to want to blow it up, right?
No. I like it laying there.
No, it's got to blow up.
Oh, that's not how I saw it.
Well, the audience wants to see it blow up.
I'm not going to blow the truck up.
Steven, we want to see it blow up.
I'm not going to blow it up.
We took a big risk on you.
And I'm doing what you hired me to do.
Well, apparently not, because we want you to blow it up.
I'm not going to blow it up.
So you're just a rogue director now?
Steven walks away.
Aren't all the good ones?
You ain't Coppola yet.
Steven stops.
For 3 reels, this truck tortured this man. It terrified this small man to his breaking point. His whole life, sanity, manhood, everything has been pushed to the edge by this thing. I don't want to see it blow up. I want to see it die slow.
The truck lays at the bottom of the hill. Wheels, still spinning, come to a stop. Oil drips onto the rocks.
I want to see the wheels slowly coming to a stop. I want to see the oil drip from its tank like blood. I want to see him pay for what he did.
Everybody wants to see a big, rousing explosion. That's how movies end.
Not my movies.
Steven walks away.
I miss the days when we were in charge.
Exterior, Coppola's mansion, Hollywood Hills, night. We can hear a party going on inside of this gorgeous mansion. Interior, Coppola's living room, continuous. The party is full swing. Francis Ford Coppola is entertaining some guests.
So he says, did I tell you Godfather would be a hit? Yes, I did. Did I believe in you from the start? Of course I did. Did I know I had a hit? You bet your ass I did. And I said, Robert, it's pretty hard to be wrong when you're answering your own questions.
They all laugh. George Lucas makes his way through the crowd.
Can I watch your TV in the bedroom for 5 minutes?
George, what are you going to watch? Maud? A party is happening.
Steven's movie is on tonight.
You're very supportive.
I like him. He talks a good game. I just want to see if it's any good. 5 minutes. I'll be right back.
Coppola puts his hand on his shoulder.
Take some meatballs.
Interior, Coppola's bedroom, continuous. A very gorgeous, opulent bedroom of very successful director. George turns on the TV and sits on the bed. Back against the pillows. On TV, the Peterbilt 281 tanker truck bangs into a small Volkswagen. He eats a meatball and casually watches the screen. Interior, Coppola's bedroom, later. Meatballs are gone. George now is totally enthralled, sitting on the edge of the bed watching the TV as the truck falls off a cliff. The wheels stop spinning. The oil drips. The credits roll.
Wow.
Exterior, Coppola's living room, continuous. Coppola is putting cups into a garbage bag. The guests are all gone. George enters.
George, you're still here? I thought you left.
I was watching Steven's movie.
Oh, that's right. Duel. How was it?
You didn't blow it up.
Exterior, Universal Studios, day. The usual bustle of activity on the major studio lot.
Steven, everybody loved it.
Interior, Sid Sheinberg's office, continuous. Steven paces as Sid Sheinberg, 60s, sits at his desk.
Why are you so anxious to move on from Duel? It was a big hit.
Yeah, but, Sugarland wasn't.
Have you read the notices for Sugarland?
Yeah.
Promising new young director it's the first sentence.
Yes, and I'm flattered, very flattered. I mean, I am.
Why can't you just enjoy this? Why do you need to be the most famous director in the world?
No, it's not that, Sid. I don't like
What?
the silence. My brain eats itself when I'm not creating. I need to keep moving, you know?
Okay. Most artists are like that, which is why you're so fun to be around. But I've seen this business quite some time, and I can tell you, you have to enjoy your life. It can't be all make-believe. It can't be all movies, because one day, whether it's age or health or slipping talent or change of the times, whatever, there comes a time where they stop letting you make movies. And then, what do you have?
Well, that won't happen to me.
So confident.
Was that bad?
No, it's youth.
Sid, I don't want to annoy you, okay? All the Columbos you let me do, the Marcus Welbys, the night galleries, I wouldn't have anything if it wasn't for you.
That's not true. You were meant to do this. Would have happened one way or the other. You were always directing. What was that World War II movie you did in Arizona?
Off Steven's face.
Action!
Exterior, Arizona desert, day. Teenage boys in helmets with rifles run towards a Jeep. As they run, they step on planks hidden in the desert dirt, and the planks shoot dirt up behind them like gunshots missing their heels. One boy tosses a grenade into the Jeep.
Okay, cut. Now I need a shot of a grenade.
Where the hell did he get a grenade?
My dad.
Why does your dad have grenades?
I told you, he was in the war.
Why do we need a shot of the grenade? They saw me throw it.
Because that's what happens next. I can see it. You know, you throw it, and then we see it sitting there, and then we see the bad guys run, then it explodes. You got to show the parts to make the story.
They stare.
I see it.
The kids stare at him.
How are you going to make it explode?
Steven's sister grabs a shovel full of dirt and tosses it on them.
Hey.
Make do with what we have. We have a lot of dirt.
He points to vast desert. Interior, 14-year-old Steven's basement, night. The room is full of teenage boys, eating popcorn that Steven's mother is passing out. They're watching the finished project. Flight of the Valkyries plays. On the projector screen, a Jeep pulls up. Friend number 1 tosses a grenade into it. Friend number 2, who sits in a Jeep, looks at it. A close-up of grenade. Friend number 2 runs out of Jeep. An explosion of dirt flies up behind him. Kids run and bullets seem to nip at their heels. Friend number 1 puts his arm around a young girl.
We stepped on wood planks to make the dirt fly up behind us, so it looks like gunshots at our heels.
Wow.
Steven notices this and sadly looks around. All the boys have girls with them except him. He sadly looks back at the screen. Interior, Sid Sheinberg's office, back to before. Steven stares off.
I think being the only Jewish kid in my town made me, those movies were my real friends growing up.
This is Hollywood. Lots of Jews. And you have friends now. Go talk to them.
Exterior, outdoor Hollywood cafe, day. Lucas reads The Hollywood Reporter at an outdoor table in a Hollywood cafe. He is surrounded at the table by Martin Scorsese, 31, Coppola, Brian De Palma, and Steven.
Steven Spielberg's Sugarland Express characters lack empathy, but his action sequence cinematography was impeccable and exciting.
Steven is down, hands to his face. He sees a kid at another table being ignored by his mother. The kid is mimicking Steven by also having his hands on his face.
A major new director is on the horizon.
That's wonderful, Steven.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Steven moves his hands to the sides of his face. The kid mimics him and does the same. Steven realizes he is being copied, so he moves his hands on top of his head. The kid smiles and does the same.
I don't know why you're so down. They liked it.
Steven makes his hands into antlers. The kid laughs and does the same. Steven smiles.
They like the car chases, Marty, not the story.
It says a major new director.
On the horizon, meaning far away.
That's not how I took it.
I can't afford another one of these, okay? The next one has to be a hit. Otherwise, I'll just fizzle out of the business before I even get started.
You just got to be more careful with choosing your stories.
What do you mean, Francis?
Do what you do best first. Keep it simple. What was Sugarland about? A bunch of outlaws trying to get their kid back. We don't know what we're supposed to feel. But a giant truck trying to run a guy in a Plymouth Valiant off the road, that's a nightmare we can all identify with. We've all been on the highway, nervous, driving next to some big tanker truck. Everyone could understand Duel. It's timeless.
Thanks.
Problem, it was a TV movie. Do another Duel, a big screen one, so everyone can see how good you are. One that captures the fears of every man, and then you can make all the movies you want.
Close Encounters?
Whatever.
Steven thinks it over.
Now, what the fuck is a Chewbacca?
They all laugh.
It's Russian for dog. He's going to be like a space ape.
Steven thinks to himself.
What is everybody afraid of?
Exterior, Long Island Sound, night. A fishing boat sits quietly on the dark waters of Long Island Sound. We hear whistling. It is coming from Frank Mundus, grizzled old shark fisherman who sits in its chair eating soda crackers and drinking Pabst Blue Ribbon. His fishing line twitches. He eyes it. It twitches again. So he reels it in, reminiscent of the fishing line scene from Jaws. The line is attached to a massive hunk of meat, now dangles aside the boat. Frank stands up and examines it. Suddenly, a giant shark jumps out of the water and bites the meat.
Jesus H. Christ!
He falls backwards and knocks his chair and cooler over. He grabs his harpoon and aims, his hand shaking. The shark pulls at the meat with it. It's so heavy, the boat starts to tip over. Water runs onto the stern and at Frank's feet. He loses balance and falls onto the watery deck, dropping his harpoon. He slides towards the shark.
No!
The harpoon rolls past him. He grabs it and aims and shoots. Interior, Peter Benchley's small New Jersey apartment, day. A newspaper opens. Headlines read, 4,550-pound great white caught off Long Island coast. A picture of Frank Mundus standing next to the behemoth, which hangs on a large hook on a dock. The paper is being read by Peter Benchley, 34-year-old spectacled journalist. He sips his coffee in his bathrobe.
That's one big shark.
Interior, offices of Doubleday, day. The offices of publishing company Doubleday. Peter sits across from Frank Congdon.
I like your articles, Peter.
Thank you.
Why don't you tell me about yourself?
I graduated from Harvard. My grandfather started the Algonquin Round Table.
Really?
Worked at the Washington Post, Newsweek. I was a speechwriter for Lyndon Johnson for a while.
Yeah, how'd that go?
It was an experience.
You got any book ideas?
Yes, I've always been fascinated by the history of Nantucket.
You are the only one. What else you got?
Behind the scenes of the Johnson administration during Vietnam.
Nah.
Nixon's resignation.
Listen, I get it. You're a journalist, but we can read about this stuff in newspapers. You got any fiction?
Frank stares. Peter thinks.
Sharks.
What?
What if a shark attacked people in a beach community and didn't leave?
Frank stares.
They caught a great white in Long Island, so I started reading up on sharks. The whole thing about sharks being a symbol of evil came from these string of shark attacks off the Jersey Shore in 1916. There was this polio outbreak, so people started going to the beach resorts to get better. There were more people in the water than ever before. Sharks just started picking them off. That's how sharks became known as man-eaters.
Frank stares.
The town went crazy, started running these shark hunts, trying to eradicate the species. Just panic. Anything to keep them from closing down the beach, because that's where they made their money.
Frank stares.
I think maybe it would make a good story if we made it about some modern-day summer beach tourism locale.
Frank stares.
$1,000 to put it on paper. Sound good?
Peter exhales. Interior, offices of Cosmopolitan Magazine, day. David Brown, 58 years old, New Yorkish, soft-spoken, permanently wealthy movie producer, is with his wife Helen in the head editor's office of Cosmopolitan Magazine.
Should I go with this or this?
She holds up two possible covers for Cosmo.
One on the left.
My left or yours?
Either one.
How did you make a hit movie with such great decision-making skills?
I didn't make The Sting.
So where did you go for 3 months? What's her name?
It wasn't really mine. That's why I didn't take credit. Always behind some bigger fish. One of these days, I want to see my name next to a movie everyone loves, and I'll say that was mine.
Dave starts looking through cards for the literary section of Cosmo. He comes across one marked Jaws.
Jews? What is this about, Hitler?
She looks at the card.
Jaws. Get your eyes checked.
She hands it back.
Giant shark terrorizes a New England beach community.
Interior, posh bedroom of Helen and Dave, night. Dave is reading the Jaws book as Helen gets ready for bed. Opulent bedroom. New York skyline out of their window.
You got an advanced copy?
He doesn't answer.
Good night, David.
David does not want to close the book.
Lights, David.
He shuts the book, turns the lights off. Interior, posh living room of Helen and Dave, later. The lights go on. David is in the big chair and continues reading Jaws. Exterior, Malibu Beach House porch, later. Dick Zanuck, 40, golden-haired Hollywoodish producer, is reading the Jaws book on the porch of his opulent beach house. The sun is starting to come up. He closes the book after the last page, his mind racing. He looks up at the ocean as Chief Brody did after the nude girl's body is found. Zanuck's movie is out there somewhere in the vast, scary, tumultuous ocean. His phone rings inside. Interior, Zanuck's beach house, living room, continuous. Dick answers the phone inside his expensively decorated abode.
Hello.
We intercut between the two.
I'm sorry for calling you so early. Did I wake you?
That's all right. I haven't slept yet.
Me neither.
It's the most exciting thing I've ever read.
I agree. We've got to buy the rights before anyone else does.
But how do we do it? A giant shark swallows a man whole in a shark cage and then leaps onto the stern of a ship and cracks it in half? That's impossible. I mean, you do that with animation?
I think that'll look ridiculous.
All right, so how then?
I don't know. Let's worry about that later. We'll find somebody who is good with action. Let them worry about it.
Yeah, but who would do this? I mean, it's impossible.
Somebody brave.
Brave or stupid.
Or somebody young enough not to know the difference.
Interior, office of Zanuck Brown in Hollywood, day. Zanuck and Brown are sitting behind Zanuck's desk. Stephen enters. Henry Hathaway, old man, stands there.
Stephen, thanks for coming in. Do you know Henry Hathaway?
Of course. Wow, what an honor. I love True Grit.
Well, from what Sid tells me, you have to.
Well, you're kind. Hey, I would love some directorial advice from the Desert Fox.
Well, I'm no genius. I had my issue. Dennis Hopper forced me to do 80 takes, and from Hell to Texas, I lost control of that one, both the movie and my temper. I guess that would be my advice. There's going to be moments when you don't know what you're doing. Happens to all of us. Guard the secret with your life. Let no one see you're unsure of yourself. Hide that from everyone. but you will lose the respect of everyone.
Okay. Thank you.
And don't work with Hopper.
He exits. Steven sits.
Hey, I should be honest. Columbia approached me to do Lucky Lady. I've been wanting to do more character stuff anyway. Get away from action for a while.
Well, I doubt Universal will let you out of your contract.
Sugarland didn't do great. Okay, they aren't going to give me anything awesome. I should do Lucky Lady.
This is the most important part of your career. You did 2 movies. One didn't do that hot, and one was a TV movie. If you do something right now at this juncture, like Lucky Lady, you'll cement your place among the millions of directors who do decent work, but nobody remembers.
It's not going to get you Close Encounters.
This hits Steven.
You got something that will?
Brown and Zanuck look at the script on Zanuck's desk. Steven follows their eyes. There's a script called Jaws.
Jaws? What is this about, a dentist?
A giant shark terrorizes a New England beach community.
Really? Well, that's wonderful. It's just like Duel.
What?
Don't you see? Duel has 4 letters. Jaws has 4 letters.
I'm still confused.
They're both about leviathans preying upon every man. This is something everyone can identify with. Primal fear. It's perfect for me. Can I read it?
Brown and Zanuck exchange looks. Exterior, Hollywood Street, day. An SUV passes by.
We're just going to drop by Steven's place for a second.
Interior, SUV, continuous. Lucas is driving. In the passenger seat is his large, shaggy dog, Indiana. Through the windshield, they look like Han Solo and Chewbacca.
We have to get more fuel if we're going to make it to Santa Clarita tonight.
Indiana makes a mumbling noise, almost Chewbacca-like.
I know. We're going to be late, but we'll do it in warp speed.
Indiana makes another mumbling noise.
We won't miss the party. Just relax.
Exterior, Steven's modest home, continuous. Lucas SUV pulls up and Lucas gets out.
Stay, Indiana.
Interior, Steven's modest home, night. Steven opens the door and lets Lucas in. His home is rather modest and small.
Come on in, Georgie. I just finished reading the script.
What's it about?
A shark that eats people.
So it's about Hollywood.
I don't want to be typecast as the shark and truck director, you know?
Then don't do the movie.
The thing is, I keep hearing what Francis said the other day. A shark is eating people is a common nightmare of every man. This could be a hit.
All right, then do the movie.
It's exciting, but, you know, the characters aren't very empathetic. I kind of wanted the shark to win.
So make him win. Nobody will see that coming.
Be serious.
Is this the Hollywood Reporter thing again?
Maybe.
All right, well, what are the problems with the characters?
Well, there's this police chief, and he lets this kid die. He knows there's a shark out there, and he lets people assume it anyway. And then there's this guy Hooper who sleeps with the chief's wife, and this drunken old shark hunter is just a fucking jerk.
Well, talk to the writer. Make it something you want to do.
He reads the title off the script.
Jaws. If it's a hit, then you can make any movie you want.
Steven thinks it over.
But how do I make it a hit, not just some critical success?
Blow the truck up this time.
Interior, Formosa Cafe, day. Peter and Steven have lunch in a Hollywood cafe. Steven isn't eating, Peter is.
It's like a fairy tale. A year ago, I was editing somebody else's pieces at Newsweek. Then I get a phone call from Hollywood and they buy the story. Paid me to make a feature version of it. Book's not even out yet.
It's good. It's good. But, you know, books are different from screenplays.
Peter's smile fades.
I see. People warned me.
Excuse me?
They said Hollywood would take the story from me.
Well, it's not personal, but it takes a year to make a movie, you know, and the average life expectancy for human males is 67 years old, and you only live once.
Unless you're a Buddhist.
Well, I'm Jewish, kind of. And if I'm going to invest a year of my life on something, I got to make it mine.
I understand. Well, it's my first script. So
I know. The story's amazing. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't. It's a potential hit.
Peter smiles.
Well, what's wrong with it?
This is just too much. Okay, it needs to have a direct through line.
Okay.
Not enough tension.
All right.
The characters, they're just, they're not believable enough.
Oh, I see.
They should be better people, morally.
Peter puts his fork down.
Anything else?
Well, the ending is a downer.
How so?
Quint stabs the shark with a harpoon and it drowns because it can't hold up the barrels. I mean, and spirals down to the bottom of the ocean.
So what would you do?
Have it bite down on a scuba tank or something and explode.
What?
Or he swallows the tank, and the chief shoots him or something.
Stephen, that's completely unbelievable. A shark does not bite down on a scuba tank and explode like some oil refinery.
I don't care. If I have them for 2 hours, don't believe whatever I do for the next 3 minutes because I got them in my hand, And I want them on their feet screaming, yes, yes, yes. This is what should happen to this animal.
Peter resumes eating.
It's a story about a shark. The whole thing is just ridiculous. I'm a journalist. Do whatever you want with it.
Stephen smiles. Interior, Santa Monica Pier, day. Stephen walks with Howard Sackler, but behind them is the Ferris wheel Stephen will eventually blow up in 1941.
Want to ride the Ferris wheel?
Rather see it roll into the ocean.
That carousel was in the Sting.
Are we on a date? Because I feel like some ice cream before you feel me up.
Well, thanks for meeting me, Howard. I'm a fan. I loved The Great White Hope.
Thank you. Well, I like David and Dick, and they said wonderful things about you.
So, did you read the script?
Skimmed it.
Did you read the ending?
Nah, but I know how it ends. The shark dies. Quint dies. Got it.
How did you know that?
Because when you write enough scripts, you only have to read the first 5 pages and you know how it ends. I can't even watch movies anymore. I like the Aristocats, though.
Do you think you could rewrite this script for us? I mean,
I don't really have time.
Not even for one pass?
It's a movie about a shark that eats people. Horror fans don't want Shakespeare.
Well, it's not horror. I want to make it like Psycho.
Psycho, huh?
Yeah. I want to do with the ocean what he did with showers.
Howard stops and thinks.
Did you ever hear of the USS Indianapolis?
No.
It's a Navy ship that delivered the Hiroshima bomb. On the way, they were sunk by a Japanese submarine. The sailors were cast adrift, and about 1,000 of them were eaten by sharks.
Stephen is aghast. The screams of the children on the roller coaster are heard.
I thought I knew everything about World War II.
Well, it's classified.
That's a horrific story.
So was Hiroshima. Anyways, Quint needs some motivations to show us all what made him the way he is. And I think it's this Indianapolis incident.
See, that's the kind of stuff the script needs.
But I don't have time to make it great, so I don't want to be credited.
Oh, yeah. All right. I see. Wait, you'll do it?
Yeah. Let's go get some funnel cake.
Howard walks off. Stephen celebrates. Interior, office of Zanuck Brown in Hollywood, day. Zanuck and Brown are talking. The phone rings.
This is Dick.
Interior, Stephen's modest home, continuous. Stephen is on the other line.
I'm in.
Interior, office of Zanuck Brown in Hollywood, continuous. Zanuck smiles.
Wonderful.
He gives Brown the thumbs up. Interior, beach store, day. A plastic shark sits on a shelf. Stephen grabs it and tosses it on the counter. Interior, Stephen's modest home, day. Lucas and Coppola are playing with the plastic shark.
I'm not going to go near names to help with realism, And plus, the shark is our star. We already got a star. The money is best used elsewhere, okay? Quint should be a former star. I sent the script to Lee Marvin.
The phone rings. Stephen answers. Interior, Beverly Hills Mansion, continuous. Charlton Heston is on the phone in his magnificent mansion. We cut back and forth.
Steven Spielberg, please.
Yeah, this is Stephen.
This is Charlton Heston.
Stephen stands up as if he is in the room.
Mr. Heston, how are you?
He snaps his fingers to get the others to shut up.
I just finished reading the book Jaws.
Oh, did you like it?
Yes, I know you are directing the movie. I wanted to play Chief Brody.
Oh, Mr. Heston, I would absolutely love to work with you. Can we work on another project together? I really want to go with non-famous actors for that character.
You're turning me down?
Just for this.
Who do you think you are?
Mr. Heston,
I've been acting since 1941.
I know. I'm a huge fan. But
You're a child.
But
I will never work with you ever. I won't forget the name, SPEILBERG.
He hangs up. Stephen looks at the others.
What happened?
I just got yelled at by Moses.
Exterior, Australian coastline, day. Ron Taylor is watching the shore. Behind him is his modest home. His wife, Valerie, comes to the porch.
Ron, the Americans are calling.
Exterior, Zanek's beach house, living room, night. Zanek is in his pajamas on the phone. Interior, Ron and Valerie's beach home, continuous. We cut back and forth between the two. Ron and Valerie have Zanek on speaker.
Hi, Ron and Valerie Taylor.
Yes.
Dick Zanek, Zanek Brown Productions, Hollywood. Did you get my letter?
Yes, we did. We can get real underwater shark footage, no problem.
But our sharks are 14 feet long, and Jaws is 26 feet.
Okay, Stephen has the idea of using a mini cage, putting a little person in there.
Like a child?
No, a midget, a dwarf, a little person. That way the shark will be scaled up by about 9 feet.
Well, that would work, but they don't really attack cages, though. They attack the bait.
Well, put the bait in the cage.
But that's where the little person is.
Yes, is that bad?
Well...
How about a dummy?
You mean a retarded midget?
I think that's even worse.
Wait, what? No, a dummy, an effigy.
Well, I suppose that would work.
We'll send you an actor and a dummy, and you see what you can figure out.
All right.
All right.
Zanek hangs up. They shrug. Interior, Hollywood party in the hills, night. Roy Scheider, 42, handsome, kind, happy, is talking to some young girls at a party.
This is Cindy.
Hi.
Nice to meet you. I'm Roy.
He was nominated for an Oscar this year.
For what?
French Connection.
I thought that was Gene Hackman.
He was the actor. Ron was the director.
Roy. And I was also an actor in it.
That was Hackman. You're just trying to get into my pants.
You're right. I'm sorry.
Roy's agent walks over to him.
Roy, got someone you want to meet.
Who?
The new power kid at Universal.
What has he done?
Nothing yet.
Roy shakes his head.
Hollywood.
Roy and the agent approach Stephen, who is seated on the couch talking to some ladies.
All right, we're going to have a giant shark come out of the water and crack a boat in half. And then...
This is Roy.
Oh, yeah, I loved you in Connection. Congrats on the Oscar nomination. Congrats.
Thank you. What were you talking about?
It's a movie.
About a shark?
Who's in it?
We're thinking of John Voight or Jan Michael Vincent, Jeff Bridges.
Who?
Exactly.
What about me?
I don't really want any names.
Nobody in this room knows who I am, and I was just nominated for an Oscar.
Steven thinks.
Actually, you'd be a pretty good fit for the police chief.
I just played a police officer.
No, not like this.
Give us a call.
They shake hands and Roy walks away.
All right, so the shark is going to swallow this guy. And then...
How exciting.
Those guys are crazy. You gotta be kidding. What was that about a shark breaking a boat? How are they going to do that? Those guys are nuts. There's no way.
Interior, Dreyfus's apartment, day. Richard Dreyfus, 27, overconfident, hyper, talented, opinioned, funny, is sitting on the couch across from Steven.
Well, I'd rather see this movie than be in it. It's going to be a bitch to shoot.
No, it'll be fun.
Have you ever shot on water?
Have you?
Gidget. I played Durf the Drag. I was 19. Gidget goes on a date with me to buck up my confidence, and she creates an ego monster, and I break my date with her.
And it was on the water?
Near it. But it was a pain in the ass. Listen, Steven, I love you, and I love George, but I don't want to be in a boat for 3 months. I got a sensitive stomach. I'll puke in the shark's mouth. Sorry.
All right. Okay.
Interior, stage at a studio, day. Steven is talking with Lee Marvin, 50, who is dressed as World War II colonel, as they pass a studio set of African hut for the movie Spike's Gang.
Is this Africa?
World War II picture.
Yeah, I figured from your outfit.
God, I had it on.
Okay, well, I love Dirty Dozen.
Thanks, kid.
So, did you get the script this morning?
Yeah.
I'm thinking of you for Quint.
Hang on. I said I got it, not that I read it.
Well, it's about a shark who he goes after.
I know what it's about, okay? I've been in the business a long time, and I can tell from experience that you don't know what you're getting into. Anybody with a modicum of production experience would know this is impossible. I mean, I'd rather go fishing.
Oh, well, you're my first choice.
Listen, kid, I wish you the best of luck with the movie. It sounds wonderful. I look forward to seeing it.
He walks on. Interior, office of Zanuck Brown in Hollywood, day. Steven is with Zanuck and Brown.
I offered Quint to Sterling Hayden. He's having some kind of tax problem. He can't do it.
What about Robert Shaw? We worked with him on The Sting. He was great.
Would he do it?
The Sting was Newman and Redford's movie, not Shaw's. He hasn't done anything of note since he was nominated in '67.
Well, why is that?
He drinks.
Yeah, but all those Shakespeare guys do. O'Toole, Harris. He's a gentleman. He's British.
Well, he would be perfect.
I'll give him a call.
Okay, so what are we looking at start date wise? September?
Brown and Zanuck exchange a look.
What's wrong?
We were thinking April.
It's February.
The Screen Actors Guild contract expires end of June. Universal said no movie could be started that couldn't be finished by June 30th.
So we wait until negotiations are over.
We don't know how long it'll take.
Well, how long can it take?
Could be a month.
Could be a year.
You want me to go into production in a month and a half? I don't have a cast. I don't have a locale. I don't have a script yet. The freaking shark alone is going to take months, maybe a year.
You said September.
I was being generous.
They stare.
Yeah, what the hell? Okay, fine. Piece of cake. It'll be fun, all right? Let's do it.
Exterior, office of Zanuck Brown in Hollywood, later. Steven exits the office and stops.
Ugh. I gotta find a shark.
Interior, the Kapow Bungalow, day. Steven and Joe Alvis, small, 30s, sit across from Ramirez from Kapow. Special effects, a statue of a werewolf standing behind the desk.
You want a mechanical shark.
That's right.
To put in the water.
Yeah, that's where you find most sharks.
Salt water.
I believe that's what's in oceans.
And to swim around.
Yes, like a shark, you know.
And to attack a guy in a cage.
Correct.
And to jump on a boat.
Mm-hmm.
And eat people.
Yes.
And all within a month?
If it's not too much trouble.
Ramirez stares at them.
What are you, nuts?
Interior, Bang Bang Effects Office, day. Joe and Steven sit across from Donald at Bang Bang Effects offices. A statue of a robot stands next to desk.
That's not possible.
Interior, Mission Explosion offices, day. Steven and Joe sit across from Tony at Mission Explosion Special Effects offices. A statue of a lizard man stands next to the desk.
Even if it was possible, it would take 3 years in development, at least.
Interior, Zombies and Vampires Special Effects Office, day. Steven and Joe sit across from Lance. A statue of a vampire stands next to the desk. Interior, Crash Special Effects Offices, day. Steven and Joe sit across from DeLuca at Crash Special Effects Office. A statue of a skeleton stands by the desk. DeLuca is just laughing.
We'll let ourselves out.
Joe holds up a parking ticket.
Do you validate?
Interior, Lights, Camera, Monsters Special Effects Office, day. Steven and Joe sit across from Parker at Lights, Camera, Monsters Special Effects Office. A statue of a giant ant stands beside the desk.
Have you considered a giant ant?
Well, we're kind of set on the shark. Thank you.
Damn. What the hell am I going to do with this thing?
Interior, Steven's modest home, day. Steven and Joe are looking through location photographs.
What about Martha's Vineyard? It's never been photographed for TV or movies. And it says here they got a sand bed about 30 feet below sea level all the way to about 12 miles out to sea.
That's perfect for the shark machine. It's perfect.
That brings up a point about the shark machine.
Which is?
What about the shark machine?
Just keep looking, okay?
We tried all the big guys.
I know. And I don't want to settle for some third-rate effects guy, but we must be overlooking somebody.
Joe notices on the TV is 2,000 leagues under the sea, and the giant squid is attacking the submarine.
Steven.
What?
He sees the squid. Interior, Beverly Hills Mansion, day. Joe stands in a modest living room that is decorated very old-fashioned. A grandfather clock chimes. There are little models and monsters about the room. An elderly man, Bob Madding, walks down the stairs.
Mr. Avalis.
Mr. Madding?
It's a pleasure to meet you.
An honor, sir. So these are all yours?
He points to a model of a squid.
Oh, yes, that was from 2,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
You did the giant squid?
Me and some other guys. That was a long time ago.
You've since retired, or?
Yes.
What do you do these days?
Try to keep busy.
Do you miss working, or how's that going?
Bob looks him in the eyes.
Every day.
We need a shark, a giant shark, to swim around the Atlantic coastline, jump onto a boat, and swallow some people.
Okay.
Can you do that?
Sure.
Well, thanks for your time. And I'm sorry, you said sure?
Yes.
Joe smiles.
Really?
Yes.
I've been hearing no for weeks.
Well, then you should have come here earlier. We could do that. We could do anything.
It's so refreshing not to hear pessimism.
We just need a gantry. Run the sharks on it. A left to right shark, a right to left shark. Maybe one that's just a fin, depending on the story. Oh, and one full shark for the boat thing.
Takes a model ship and takes off his shoe.
Okay. My shoe is the shark, attached to the gantry. My arm is the crane.
He motions with his arm, and the shoe lands on top of the ship.
I love you.
Bob laughs. Interior, office of Zanuck Brown in Hollywood, later. Steven, Zanuck, and Brown wait. The phone rings.
This is him.
Brown puts it on speakerphone. The voice of Mayor Thompson is heard.
Hello, Mayor Thompson.
Yes?
This is Dave Brown and Dick Zanuck of Zanuck Brown Productions.
Yes.
We want to shoot a movie at Martha's Vineyard.
A movie?
Yes.
Of course, the city will be compensated financially.
And think what it would do for tourism.
Could you accommodate?
What kind of movie?
About a shark that eats people.
Silence.
Mr. Mayor?
How is that good for tourism? That's the opposite of good for tourism. Nobody will come swim on our beaches after they see that.
Well, it's not a documentary. They'll know it's fake. It's going to be a hit.
Then that's more people that are going to see it and not come to our beaches. I don't think you understand the situation.
Bill, it's based on the book Jaws. It's been on the bestseller list for weeks.
That's even worse. They'll think that it happened here.
I give up.
I don't think either one of you are familiar with our problem.
Interior, mayor's office, continuous. In a small town office, Mayor Thompson, who looks exactly like the mayor from Jaws, is on the phone with them.
We're a summer town. We need summer dollars. And if you yell shark, then we got a panic on our hands on the 4th of July.
Interior, office of Zanuck Brown in Hollywood, continuous. Stephen looks at the others.
Does this sound familiar to anybody?
Interior, mayor's office, continuous.
And if people can't swim here, then they'll be happy to swim on the beaches of Cape Cod, the Hamptons, and Long Island.
Interior, office of Zanuck Brown in Hollywood, continuous.
Mr. Mayor, Steven Spielberg, I'm the director. Are you saying that you as a mayor won't let us shoot a movie about a mayor who won't shut down the beaches because of a shark? Because of a shark?
Silence.
What?
Stephen laughs.
Mr. Mayor, Dick Brown, do you have shark attacks on your beach?
Never.
Interior, office of Zanuck Brown in Hollywood, continuous.
Okay. Forgetting the fact that a major Hollywood production will be staying in your hotels and eating at your restaurants for 3 months, and the fact that I guarantee you tourism will rise after that movie is released. If the movie does what you say it will, certainly. The fact that there are no shark attacks the year after the movie means you would lose summer dollars for what? A year or two?
Yes.
Well, whatever that figure is, we'll double it.
Silence. They stare at the phone.
Mr. Mayor?
When can you start?
Brown smiles. Exterior, Shark Shack, day. A shack in a fenced-in yard. Plastic giant sharks are being built by a couple of workers. Bob walks Stephen up to the full shark.
What do you think?
It doesn't look real.
Well, it's not done yet. Plus, it'll look better once we paint it.
I don't know.
John Milius, Walter from Big Lebowski, walks up.
Look at this. It's fantastic. It's beautiful. If those boys at USC could see this, huh?
He puts his head inside the shark. Just his ass and legs stick out. He yells,
Jaws!
It echoes.
He likes it.
He whistles and walks back inside the side of the Shark Shack.
John, Howard Sackler wrote this line to give Quint a background about the USS Indianapolis.
Milius turns to Stephen, serious.
It's the ship that brought the
Delivered the bomb. I know.
How did you know?
Milius motions to the camouflage fatigue pants and takes his pistol out of his jacket.
Right. Okay. Well, it's only a paragraph long, and it's a small moment, but I think it could be like an epiphany for the three characters to give a kind of catharsis for them to share this moment, about what happened in 1945. Plus, it'll give us something to make this movie real.
That would certainly honor those men. People should know.
Well, Howard isn't doing any more writing, and you're...
Go ahead. Make my day.
Stephen laughs.
The best storyteller of all time.
And one day I'll tell this story too. I'd love to pass at it.
Lucas walks up.
Wow, look at this. Amazing.
Lucas puts his head inside the shark's mouth. Stephen smiles at Milius and pulls a lever, and the shark's mouth closes on Lucas.
Ah, what the hell? Hey!
Gotcha!
Get me out!
Hang on.
He pulls the lever and it snaps off. He looks at Milius, who runs away. Stephen runs after him.
Get back here.
Interior, the house of John Williams, day. John Williams, spectacled composer in his 30s, sits at his piano. He plays 2 notes. Stephen starts laughing. John doesn't.
Wait, you serious?
Yes,
It's kind of simple, isn't it?
like a shark. Simple.
He plays the 2 notes again.
Well, I was kind of expecting something a little more than 2 notes, considering all the money that they're paying you.
Oh, the music will be the shark. I'll speed it up when he gets closer.
He speeds and repeats the 2 notes.
Okay, all right. No offense, John, but maybe you can keep working at it.
Interior, Canadian movie theater lobby, night. Dreyfus is being greeted by producers in the lobby of a Canadian theater. A poster for The Apprenticeship of Duddy Kravitz hangs behind them.
Richard, looking forward to the premiere.
Oh, of course.
Good. So are we.
Great. Thank you.
They move inside. Interior, movie theater, later. Dreyfus is on screen. He is sitting by a lake talking to a French actress. He's overacting big time.
All this land is going to be mine. Over there's going to be a hotel, a children's camp, everything. And right there, I'm going to build a farm for my grandfather.
Dreyfus is in the audience, sinking in his seat.
A man without land is nothing.
Interior, Canadian movie theater, lobby, later. Dreyfus runs out.
I'm horrible. I'll never work again. I'm completely overacting.
The popcorn girl stares at him.
Heard you were good.
Oh, thank you. The hell do you know? You sell popcorn.
He walks outside.
What?
Nothing.
Interior, Stephen's modest home, later. Stephen sits at his table, looking at pictures of sharks. He's lost in the scary images. The eerie song from when the chief does the same in the real movie plays. The doorbell rings. Stephen jumps, surprised. Exterior, Stephen's modest home, day. Stephen is taking a script from a delivery guy. The guy gets in his car and drives away. Interior, Stephen's modest home, later. Stephen opens the script. He fans the papers out.
10 pages? What the hell, Milius?
The phone rings.
Oh, please don't be Heston. Hello?
Exterior, Canadian movie theater, continuous. Dreyfus is calling from outside the movie theater in a phone booth. We cut back and forth between the two.
Hi, Stephen. It's Ricky. How are you?
Dreyfus, what's going on?
Wait, well, if you still want to offer me that job, I'll take it.
I thought you said that you would be.
I'll take Dramamine. I don't know why I didn't think of it before.
Well, yeah. I'd love to have you.
Dreyfus celebrates in the booth without making a noise.
That sounds good. I'm confirmed. I'll see you then.
He hangs up and collapses.
Oh, thank God.
Stephen hangs up the phone.
Well, that's everybody. Let's go fishing.
Interior, bedroom, morning. In a modest bedroom, Glenda, housewife, wakes up and leaves Donnie, her husband, in bed. This is similar to the scene in Jaws where the mother asks her son what he wants during his hospital stay.
Do you want anything?
Coffee.
Coffee.
Interior, kitchen, continuous. She starts a pot of coffee.
Are you taking the kids out on the boat today?
Yeah. You want to come?
I have a lot of gardening to do.
They want you to come.
I can't. The rabbits are eating all the roses.
She opens the window curtains. She screams and drops the coffee grinds. She is face to face with a giant rubber shark.
What happened?
Exterior, modest home on the channel in Martha's Vineyard, continuous. The shark is parked in the channel just outside her window. Interior, kitchen, continuous. Glenda backs into the fridge.
Shark!
Shark?
Shark!
In the kitchen.
Donnie runs in, sees the shark, and screams. The shark just stares back at them. Exterior, Martha's Vineyard, day. The ferry boat, filled with cast and crew of Jaws, pulls in. The music from when the tourists arrive in the movie plays. Exterior, ferry dock, later. Crew members carry cases of lights and cameras. Dreyfuss, Scheider, Steven, Joe Zanuck, Brown, Bill Butler, director of photography, Tall and Quiet, and John the sound man, Ancient, and several crew members step off the boat carrying equipment.
Martha's Vineyard, our new home for the next 3 months.
Very nice. Very nice. Hey, you think all the women here have crabs?
He laughs and nudges Roy.
You get it? Crabs? Oh, God.
Carl Gottlieb, 35, heavy set, joins Steven.
All right, so I hired you because you're a writer who acts. So I want you to play the reporter, but I was going to ask you to help with the improv dialogue with the crowd scenes. And I want the movie to seem real, you know? So, yeah.
Yeah, I could do that.
All right, good. And the rewrite isn't done, so it needs a rewrite, if you could do that.
The script isn't done.
No.
We're on location.
Yeah, I know. You want to do it?
I could give it a shot. Tell me, you're not going to kill the boy, are you?
It's the whole point of the movie. It's not about the kid. It's not about the shark. It's about the chief. What drives the chief is the guilt he feels over that kid's death. Every father and mother can identify with that. All the action sequences in the world won't mean a thing if I don't focus on the chief. I gotta start concentrating on the characters as much as the fireworks.
Just surprised Universal's letting you kill a kid is all.
Letting me? It's my movie.
Yeah, of course, Stephen.
Robert Shaw walks up.
Mr. Spielberg.
Mr. Shaw. Oh, thank you so much for coming.
Mr. Spielberg, it is my pleasure to be working with you all.
Well, give it time.
Shaw shoots him a look.
Hi, Ricky Dreyfuss.
Puts his hand out. Shaw doesn't shake it.
I'm familiar with you. Dreyfuss, improv actor.
Yeah. And you're Shakespearean trained. Could be a clash of styles.
Yeah. Things only clash when they're of equal strength.
Right. This should be fun.
He walks away.
Stephen, I'm having a bit of a tax situation, and for government reasons, I can only be in America 3 days at a time.
What? Nobody mentioned this.
I'll come back and forth. You know, you just have to rearrange the schedule. Which way is the pub?
Exterior, docks, day. Stephen is setting camera up. Through the lens, we can see Dreyfuss on his small schooner.
It's off. Perfect.
He turns to the crew, Brown, Zanuck, and a crowd.
Okay. All right. Thank you all for being a part of Jaws.
The crew applauds.
I'm really excited to be on location here in Martha's Vineyard.
Crowd made up of townspeople all applaud.
It's gonna be a great movie, and I think it could be a real hit. So let's get our first shot, huh?
Everyone applauds. Stephen looks through viewfinder of the camera, and now only the top of Ricky's head is seen.
What happened? Where's Ricky?
I'm right here.
Stephen sees Ricky and the schooner are lower than before.
Why'd the water go down?
The crew looks around.
Who moved the water?
A fisherman speaks up.
The tide went out.
Right, tide. Okay, Bill, can you adjust?
On it.
Bill is adjusting the camera. Exterior, docks, 20 minutes later. Bill is focusing on Ricky's bored face.
All right, we're focused.
Great, okay, all right. Ready? Speed?
Speed.
Sound speed?
Sound speed.
All right. Action.
Wait.
What?
Stephen looks through viewfinder and sees a sailboat in the distance behind Dreyfuss.
Cut.
Why?
Sailboat.
Dreyfuss turns and looks at it.
So it's the ocean. There are sailboats in the ocean. It can be in the shot. It's not like that's a train or a gorilla, you know.
I can't intercut between different takes. If there's a sailboat in the shot, one shot will be there, one shot it won't. We'll look like Ed Wood.
All right. Put the camera on a boat and shoot it from the water.
You're arriving from the water.
So I'll be arriving from the water behind me.
That's bad directing.
So is shooting a movie on the water.
Well, we'll wait till it passes, okay?
Exterior, docks, later. 2 hours later. Most of the crowd is gone. The crew is sitting on buckets and logs. Dreyfus is laying down in the schooner. Steven sits on the docks and watches the sailboat, now halfway across the horizon.
That is the slowest sailboat I've ever seen.
Want me to take a boat out and tell them to get out of the shot?
It'll take hours. We'll just wait.
It took 2 hours to get over there. By the time it's over there, it'll be 4 o'clock.
Steven thinks.
All right. That's it for today. We'll start again here first thing in the morning.
Crew walks off.
So we'll get the first shot on the second day.
He gets out of the schooner and walks away.
No worries, Steven. Now we know what to expect. Tomorrow will be better.
Okay. Yeah, you're right.
The next day. Exterior, docks, day. Dreyfus is in the boat. The crew is there. So is another sailboat. Steven angrily watches it slowly work its way across the horizon.
We may have a problem.
Exterior, docks, day. Zanuck walks up and hands Brown a cup of coffee. Bob Madding is there.
Morning.
Gentlemen, the shark passed the dry test last week, so we shipped it out here for the water test.
Let's see it.
The shark is sitting atop of water. Crewmen working around it. Zanuck and Brown sit on 2 directors' chairs.
Okay, boys, let her go.
A loud mechanical whir is heard. The shark drops off the gantry and sinks into the bottom of the ocean. Zanuck and Brown just stare.
Was it supposed to do that?
The crew members dive in after it.
Did the shark sink, or was that just our careers?
Exterior, docks, later. Zanuck and Brown are talking with Steven. Frogmen are diving for the shark.
All right. Where's Bruce?
Who's Bruce?
Well, Bruce is my lawyer's name. Figured I would call the shark that, you know? Where is he?
They point their eyes to the bottom of the water.
It sank?
Like a great white turd.
Yeah, there's some mighty fine equipment you brought with you there, Mr. Spielberg. Maybe we can rewrite the script and make the movie about a killer flounder. We can put a shark suit on Dry Face and you can improv for us.
Hilarious. Oh, I want to drown him.
Exterior, Steven's hotel room, later. Bob Madding waits for Steven to finish his call.
I don't have any dailies for you to cut, Verna. I'll send them as soon as I shoot something, okay?
He hangs up.
Where are we with the shark?
The tubes are being dashed and brutalized by the waves, and salt water is wearing down the pneumatics.
Didn't you take this into account while making the shark?
Well, you have to break a few eggs to make an omelet.
Bob, until now, your positivity has been very refreshing. But now, I just want to throw you out the window.
Bob laughs.
You never know the problems that will arise until you're on the set. Back in 2000 leagues, one of the squid handlers had an infection on his...
Bob. I don't mean to offend, but go fix the shark.
Don't worry, Mr. Steven. She'll be up in no time.
He walks out whistling.
Where are we?
Just 3 days behind schedule. I was thinking we could forego these water shots until...
Until when? We're going to eventually have to shoot them. How does it help us to shoot them next week? Cut the seat in the shop, all right? We'll save it.
He collapses on the sofa.
No, what else can go wrong, right?
Interior, Quint's warehouse on the docks, day. Scheider, Shaw, and Dreyfus act in a large warehouse space donned with shark jaws, fishing reels, nets, and ropes. Bill follows them, recording with the camera. Steven watches with the crew.
Mr. Hooper, I'm not talking about pleasure boating or day sailing.
Shaw tosses a filled duffel bag to Dreyfus rather violently.
I'm talking about working for a living. I'm talking about sharking.
Well, I'm not talking about some poor dogfish or a sand shark. I'm talking about finding a great white.
Porkers. Talking about porkers, Mr. Hooper. Give me your hands.
He pulls at Dreyfus' hands, and Ricky almost falls over.
Okay, cut. That was great.
Jesus, Robert, you trying to pull me to the floor?
I only pulled you into the scene there, Mr. Dreyfus.
Hey, what does that mean?
It's trying to make it seem like you was acting.
Maybe don't pull on his hands too hard, please, Robert.
I wasn't acting? Really?
No, you're being cute. Cute's not acting. Acting is serious. It's about freeing something and using your body as a vessel to portray that feeling. I wouldn't expect some rich teenager to understand any feelings beyond my convertible go to flat.
Oh, thank you. I had no idea what acting was. I thought acting was having 6 beers and pretending that I'm Popeye.
Boys.
I do what the scene calls for, Mr. Dreyfus. I don't write the lines.
If you did, you'd have all of them.
Well, now you're complaining about how many lines you're getting.
Hey, I don't need this. I don't need this veteran actor hero crap.
You're not going to do this the whole movie, are you, Robert?
Do what? Carry young dry face here through every scene?
Pops open a beer and drinks. Stephen pulls Dreyfus aside.
I'm going to kill him. Stephen, I'm going to kill him.
I know. He's a bit of a bully. I know.
A bully? He's a drunken fucktard.
We got 2.5 months left, okay? You got to block it out. Please, for me.
All right. For you.
Joe puts his walkie-talkie to his ear.
It's up. Shark's working.
Oh, thank God.
Exterior, speedboat and ocean off Australian coast, day. Ron and Valerie are with the little person, Jerry.
What have you done?
I usually stand in for children in Disney movies.
Ron and Valerie look at each other.
Scuba wise.
Oh, nothing.
You have no diving experience at all?
No.
Okay, well, we're just gonna put you in this cage.
Jerry looks and sees several shark fins swim by.
I go in the cage?
Yes.
Cage goes in the water.
Yes.
Shark's in the water.
They nod.
Fuck me.
Nervously, Jerry gets into his scuba gear. Exterior, on the deck of the Orca, day. The Orca is parked just a mile off the coast. Stephen, Roy, Carl, Bill, Bob, and John are preparing the scene.
I want to make sure that there's no land in the shots at all. It kills the tension if the audience thinks, hey, things are getting kind of hairy. Just turn around and head back to shore. It's right there.
That's a great idea. I'm going to shoot this handheld.
Bill, I don't really want a handheld movie.
The audience will get sick. The water's going to be up and down in the background the whole time. You won't even notice it's handheld. You want to just use my knees to take roll out.
Stephen is impressed.
That's really intelligent, Bill. I'm glad you're here.
Thank you.
Roy is sitting at the stern with a chum bucket.
Okay, so Roy, you're going to chum after Quint says straight ahead to Hooper, and the shark is gonna pop up behind you.
You know, it would be good if Roy is angry about the chum detail and yells, "You heard him, straight ahead."
Stephen laughs.
A joke before the reveal, the shark will be great.
He can say, "I can straight ahead. Why don't you come down here and chum some of this shit?"
Roy and Stephen laugh.
Great.
All right, shark ready?
Ready.
Speed?
Speed.
Sound speed?
Sound speed.
Okay. Action.
You heard him. Straight ahead.
He chums.
I can straight ahead. Why don't you come down and chum some of this shit?
He chums. Nothing happens.
Again, Roy.
I can straight ahead. Why don't you come down and chum some of this shit?
He chums. Nothing happens.
This is a movie about a shark, right?
Cut.
Bob is pressing the controls.
I don't know what's wrong. I'll take a look.
He walks away.
Take 5.
Everyone walks away.
Somehow I'm guessing it's going to be more than 5.
Exterior, beach, day. Scheider's asleep in a rowboat in the sand. Steven walks up.
Hey, Roy, doesn't look like we're going to shoot today. You can go back to the hotel.
Roy gets up and walks away, miffed. Exterior, docks, day. Scheider and Dreyfus sit waiting. Steven walks up.
Hey, boys, doesn't look like we're going to shoot today. So you can go back to the hotel.
They walk off, annoyed. Exterior, Orca above deck, day. Shaw, Dreyfus, and Scheider wait on deck of the Orca. Steven walks up.
Hey, boys.
Doesn't look like we're shooting today.
You can go back to the hotel.
Steven laughs. They walk away from Steven, not happy. Steven sits, head in hands. Brown approaches.
Good news. The SAG contract was signed, so we can keep shooting.
Damn. I was kind of hoping we have an excuse to stop for a while so I could fix the shark.
Well, then I guess that was bad news.
Joe enters.
Bob sent away for a part for the shark.
How long?
A week.
Steven tosses his megaphone in the water, walks away. Joe looks at Brown.
I guess I'll get that.
He rolls up his pants and heads towards the water. Exterior, underwater, day. Jerry's in the cage. Sharks swim all around him. He darts to the back of the cage until a shark comes around behind him and Jerry screams. Bubbles shoot out of his scuba gear. He gives the camera the finger. Exterior in the ocean off Australian coast, continuous. Shark fins surrounding the boat. Ron climbs back onto the ship wearing scuba gear and holding a waterproof camera.
He wants to come up.
They pull the cage up and let Jerry out. He punches Ron and uses his miniature harpoon to keep them away.
Get away from me! Get away!
He runs to the ship's controls.
Get us out of here! How do you start this fucking thing?
Jerry, what about the movie?
Fuck you and fuck the movie. Get us out of here and somebody better get me a stunt bump.
He speeds the boat off. Ron almost falls into the water. Interior, Zanuck's hotel room, night. The phone rings. Zanuck wakes up and answers it.
Hello?
Interior, Ron and Valerie's beach home, continuous. Jerry is packing in the background. Ron is trying to calm him down. Valerie's on the phone.
We may have a problem.
Interior, shop, day. Dreyfus is in a small shop. He looks at some taffy. He looks up to the young female clerk.
How much is the taffy?
For you, handsome? 10 cents.
Handsome? Well, thank you. What's your name, beautiful?
Production assistant's walkie-talkie blasts out.
Shark is not working. Repeat, the shark is not working.
Goddamn movie assholes. This used to be a quiet town. Now all day, it's shark not working. Repeat, shark not working. When are they going to fix that fucking shark so they can get the hell out of here?
Yeah. What a bunch of douchebags.
They both laugh.
Oh, they act like just because they got money that they can come in here and own the island. I hope they all drown.
They laugh. Dreyfus backs up to the door.
Let's hope they get eaten by a real shark.
They laugh.
What
Dreyfus
about
leaves.
What about the taffy?
No thanks.
Exterior, beach, day. Filled with townspeople standing around waiting in the water, shivering. Steven is there.
Steven, I configured the water box on the camera so I can put my hand in and focus. So we can now have water lapping the lens.
Bill, that's the smartest thing I ever heard a person say.
Bill laughs.
You got a problem.
Let me guess. Shark's not working.
You want to shoot the crowd anyway?
I want to shoot the guy who made the shark. You shoot it.
He walks away.
We're freezing.
Okay, we're just going to shoot all the running out of the water. Ready?
They stand there shivering.
Okay, there's a shark in the water. It's killing people. Legs are bitten off. There's blood all over the place.
Some kids look horrified.
Everybody's going to die. Action.
The people start screaming and running out of the water. Stephen heads to the hotel, the screaming and running behind him. Interior, Brown's hotel room. Brown is pacing back and forth. He's on the phone. We can hear muffled screaming from the other end.
Yes, sir. I know we are 6 weeks behind schedule. I'm sorry.
He listens to more yelling.
It's coming along great. You're going to be really happy.
He listens to more yelling.
Why would I lie?
He listens.
Yes. Oh, that would be a good reason to lie. But I'm not.
He listens.
A dailies. I'll ask Stephen.
He hangs up.
Shit.
Exterior, hotel, night. Carl writes on a page. Dreyfus, Scheider, Bill, and John relax with beers. Scheider reads a newspaper article called Jaws is Waterlogged.
Rubber shark that doesn't work takes a bite out of Universal's budgets.
This is a disaster. We're going to look like idiots.
We already look like idiots.
Movie on the water. What was I thinking? A man without land is nothing.
What?
Carl walks inside.
Excuse me.
Interior, Stephen's hotel room, later. Stephen is watching footage of the dummy in the cage surrounded by sharks. Carl enters.
I fixed the scene with the coroner.
Stephen refers to the TV.
This is awful. It's too rigid. It's like Hooper's already dead.
You could use a couple of seconds of it.
Great. I mean, so far my movie is 2 seconds long.
Hey, Stephen, I think you got another situation.
What now?
Morale.
Stephen looks at Carl.
Is bad?
Carl nods. Stephen takes $100 out of his pocket.
All right, tell Joe to get some PA to get some beers and hot dogs and stuff. We'll blow off some steam.
Exterior, beach, later. A bonfire is going. The guitar guy and harmonica guy play to ladies. Schreider and Dreyfus flirt with some girls.
So, what were you in?
I was in French Connection.
That was Gene Hackman.
Fuck Hackman. I'm sorry.
Joe and Bob talk on a log.
How's the shark coming?
Well, these things are tricky.
Forgive me for asking, but you're not dragging this job out just purposely, are you?
Bob looks at him.
Now, for what reason would I do that?
Gee, I don't know. Money? Maybe you just like being on set again?
Maybe you should bring in somebody else.
Who? You're the one who says yes.
Bob gets up. Joe stops him.
I didn't mean to offend you. It's just that we're all waiting on this shark.
I admit it's nice to work again. Having my own crew, being on set, people hanging on my every word. But I wouldn't screw over the very man who exhumed me from the dead just for a little attention.
You're right. I'm sorry.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to go to bed. I'm 970 years old.
Joe smiles. Bob walks off. Peter and Carl read the script.
This guy Milius wrote a 10-page speech about Indianapolis.
I know. It's really good.
Yeah, but it's 10 pages. I better shorten it.
No, Stephen asked me to do the rewrites.
It's my script.
Shaw picks up the script.
Well, why don't I take a shot at it?
You're not a writer.
I'm more of a writer than you two morons. What do you write? Menus? Television repair instruction manuals?
Shaw downs his beer.
Let me show you how it's done.
He walks away.
I thought British people were supposed to be polite.
Peter laughs. Stephen talks with Susan.
Well, the rumors around Hollywood is that you were getting fired.
Stephen freezes.
Excuse me?
You know, because you're so over budget.
Where did you hear that?
Interior, Brown's hotel room, later. Zanuck and Brown are talking.
What do we tell them?
Tell them Martha's Vineyard is having problems with their phone lines, and we will be in touch as soon as we can.
Right. And how do I tell them that if the phone lines are down?
Shut up.
Stephen bursts in.
I'm getting fired.
Oh, where'd you hear that?
Susan, Christy Williams, the first victim. She said her agent knew. Can you believe it?
They look at each other.
You knew.
Stephen, there was talk of firing, but Dave and we went to bat for you.
We told them you are a genius and the dailies are fantastic, but they want to see them.
I guess we could show them what we got.
We have very little to show, and if we show them what we got, they will shut us down.
Stephen sits.
Well, what do you recommend we do?
Keep the film in the camera. Once you take it out, they'll never let you put it back in. Even if you get 1/16 of a page shot a day, just don't take the film out of the camera.
Stephen looks terrified.
Oh, okay.
Listen, we bought you some time. Tomorrow you shoot the Indianapolis scene. That's the heart of the picture. You get that right, and they will be off our backs.
Interior, Orca below deck, night. Bill sets up the camera. Dreyfus and Scheider are talking at the table. Stephen is talking with Peter and Carl.
You guys got the scene?
Shaw did it.
Shaw rewrote it? How is it?
Peter and Carl exchange looks.
Amazing.
Shaw enters.
Hey, Chief. Since they're all relaxing and drinking, maybe I should be a bit inebriated for this scene.
Yeah, sure. That sounds good.
Good.
Shaw opens a bottle and swigs. Stephen watches. Interior, Orca below deck, later. Bill is filming Shaw talk to Schreider and Dreyfus. Shaw is smashed.
Japanese shunned 6 missiles in his side. Coming back from the island, titties from La Habibi.
Stephen looks at Carl. Carl looks at script and shakes his head.
Just bombed. Delivered the bomb.
He laughs.
Hiroshima!
Dreyfus looks at Scheider.
1,100 sharks went into the water. 1,100 men went into sharks, went into the water. Vessel went down 1,100 sharks, minutes, 12 minutes.
Cut.
They didn't see the first tiger for half an hour. No distressed sharks had been sent.
Cut.
Cage goes in the water.
Cut, Robert, cut.
Hiroshima!
Robert.
Why? What's wrong? Why are we cutting? I'm in the middle of a scene.
Stephen approaches Shaw.
Are you feeling okay, Robert? Can we get you some water or hot coffee or something?
I'm fine. Don't tell me how to act. I know what I'm doing more than you. Like a 4-year-old with a camera, playing with a plastic shark while our careers go down the toilet.
Yes. I think we need to do something to make this performance better.
Oh, and what would that be?
I know. Here, let me help you.
He dumps out Shaw's drink.
You fucking twat!
He lunges for Dreyfus. Stephen holds him back.
Come on, Robert.
Who does this punk rich kid think he is? I'm Robert Shaw, you goddamn maggot!
Okay, let's break for the day.
Play the Embassy Theater. What have you done, you little fart?
Scheider leads Shaw out. Stephen is left alone in the cabin. He holds back tears. Exterior, Orca above deck, day. Stephen and the crew are setting up. Shaw walks over.
Stephen
walks over.
Tell me I didn't embarrass you last night, Stephen.
It's okay, Robert.
No, that speech was the reason I wanted to do this movie. Can we do it again?
We are really behind. Really behind.
Shaw looks like a puppy.
Maybe.
Stephen!
Update on Bruce?
Joe shakes his head.
All right, everybody. No shooting today.
Crew grumbles and walks away. One crew member approaches Stephen.
Stephen, any idea when we're going to be done with this movie? I got another film I'm supposed to do later this month.
No, I sympathize with the question, but I have no idea.
And I'm really sorry, but I have to quit.
I see.
It's just that we've already gone 2 months over schedule.
I know.
You said end of June. It's August already.
I know. It's okay. Go ahead.
Sorry.
He walks off. Exterior, Orca above deck later. Shaw, Dreyfus, and Scheider are on the deck with the captain, an Austrian, and John. Bill and Steven are on a speedboat with other crew members.
Okay, this is the part where the shark pulls the 3 barrels under and it goes under the ship. It's a wide shot. Okay, boat.
A third boat takes off pulling a line.
Action.
Exterior, underwater, continuous. A line is being pulled through a metal loop. Exterior, Orca above deck, continuous. The barrels are being pulled. They go under the ship. Exterior, underwater, continuous. The barrels entangle themselves under the ship. Exterior, Orca above deck, continuous. The boat tips a huge amount and the ship is flooded with water.
Shit!
Stop the boat. Stop the boat!
The boat pulling the barrels stops. The Austrian captain on the Orca starts driving the boat towards the shore, cursing in Austrian. Spielberg's boat gives chase.
Get the actors off the boat. Get the actors off the boat.
John has his sound gear over his head.
Fuck the actors. Save the sound department.
Steven's boat races alongside them. Scheider jumps on their boat. Bill catches him and the camera falls into the water.
Fuck me.
He dives in after it.
No!
Exterior, docks later. Dreyfus is wrapped in warm blankets, shivering. Austrian captain is still cursing in Austrian. A tugboat tows the Orca in the background. Steven and Bill examine the camera.
The whole movie's on that camera. The whole movie's on the camera. We're done.
Steven, the developing solution for this camera involves saline. It might be okay if we rush it to New York.
Exterior, airstrip later. Steven gives the camera to an intern who is shaking nervously on the small plane.
Make sure this thing gets the Technicolor, okay? Fast.
But I don't.
Steven shuts the door on him.
Go!
The plane takes off. Steven, Brown, and Zanuck watch it go.
What do we do now?
Interior, Steven's hotel room, night. Steven pops open a beer, picks up the phone and dials. Interior, Sid Scheidberg's office, continuous.
Hello?
We cut back and forth between the two.
I didn't see it.
Didn't see what?
The movie. I always see it first in my head. And I shoot it that way. This time I didn't see it. If I get fired, I couldn't direct anymore. I don't know what else I could do.
Yeah, you could hunt sharks.
Steven snorts.
I'm serious. This is what I've always done. I was the only Jewish kid in my whole town. I didn't fit in. All the kids would be riding their bikes and would wonder why I wouldn't come outside because of some holiday. I lived in my head. This is all I could do.
Steven.
In Boy Scouts, we had to take a picture for a photography badge. My dad's still camera was broken, so I asked the scoutmaster if I could use my father's movie camera. I made a Western. 8mm. I called it the Last Gunfight. I was 11. Then I started shooting a bunch. I used to wreck my Lionel trains and film it. I had showings. Started charging a nickel, while my sister sold popcorn.
He smiles.
Yeah, and then I wrote and directed my first film, Firelight. Budget was $500. It was shown at the local cinema. It generated a profit of $1.12. I didn't care. I was making movies. I had so much fun then.
He thinks.
Somewhere along the line, things changed. It became about fame or money or ego or just needing a job. But I had more fun crashing those trains than anything after.
Well, no matter how this ends, you will always make movies, whether people see them or not. Look, this is what you do. But there is more to you than movies. You're a good man. There's a whole life out there for you with or without a camera. But that being said, I have tremendous faith in you, Stephen. You're going to finish Jaws, and it's going to be great, just like everything else you do. Here's something I never told you before. One day, I feel you will be the greatest director that ever lived.
Thanks, Sid. I think you backed the wrong fish.
He hangs up. Exterior, docks, night. Stephen walks along by himself, drinking. He stops at the shark parked on the docks. He stares at the shark's face.
You happy?
The shark stares back at him.
You win.
The shark stares back.
I just want to do one thing. Make movies, and you ate it. You ate my dreams. Everything up to now, everything I could have done, my whole life. You ate it. I give up. You win.
Stephen.
He turns to see Zanuck.
We're going for a boat ride. Come on.
No, thanks. I was going to go back to the hotel.
Stephen. Come.
Exterior, docks, night. Stephen, Zanuck, Brown, Scheider, Shaw, and Dreyfus all get onto one of the orcas.
Maybe if we're lucky, we'll hit an iceberg.
Interior, orca below deck, night. Stephen, Brown, Zanuck, Scheider, Shaw, and Dreyfus sit around drinking.
I'll take the blunt of this. I'll tell them it was my fault.
Oh, they won't listen. It's all our heads.
You guys will be fine. It's our faces on the screen.
Talked to my agent today. The movie I was supposed to do recast my part because I'm still here.
You'll be all right. You were nominated for an Oscar last year. I'm a corpse, a walking corpse. Been at this since I was a kid. So much hope, so much talent.
Shaw rolls his eyes and stifles his objection.
So much promise on the horizon, taken down by a plastic shark.
Connection was my first leading role. They're going to think I was a fluke. I'll be forgotten. After this, I'm a one-hit wonder.
Suppose my father knows about this.
Your father? 30 days behind schedule with no end in sight. Press will have a field day. It'll be the biggest flop of all time. $9 million flop. Not to mention what will happen when the public finally sees this water fart. That's if they spend their money to see a shark movie with no fucking shark in it. None of us will ever work again, assuming we actually finish it. And you're worried about your father?
My father was the head of 20th Century. He would talk about the films he was making around the house, and then I would finally see those movies, and it blew me away. To go from a story at the dinner table to the big screen, there it was. I found it magical, to turn a dream into a reality. I wanted to do what he did. So he made me president. Then I made a couple of flops, and he fired me.
Your dad fired you?
No, everything he produces turns to gold. I'm the one thing that didn't.
Is that how you two got together?
I was there a long time. Before Dick was in charge. I thought Dick was great. A real talent for seeing potential in things that no one else saw. It was Dr. Dolittle. One movie. It's all it took for the hammer to come down.
They all exchange a look.
We had to do it ourselves to show we could do it. I was tired of all the credit going to his dad. But that offered protection. The press always blamed it on him if the movie tanked. Oh, the one time I put my name on a movie.
Stephen looks crushed.
My career sank along with that shark during the water test.
Custer of the West.
What?
Custer of the West. 1966. New York Times slammed a torpedo on our side. Coming back from Los Angeles, I'd just been nominated for the award, the Academy Award. For a man for all seasons. Everything I wanted, everything I worked towards. Shakespeare, West End, the Buccaneers. Russia with Love, Battle of the Bulls, Oscar nod. You get used to the adulation and the handshakes and the "You are terrific, Mr. Shaw. You were wonderful, Mr. Shaw." And the money. And then you'll do anything to keep it. Find yourself doing things you hate, selling tampons and cream of wheat, and then Custer was a mess. All over the place, different viewpoints, no direct focus, historical inaccuracies. I do it anyway. Very first light, Chief.
He looks at Stephen.
The reviews come cruising. You know the thing about Hollywood. Ace got lifeless smile, like a doll's smile when he comes at you. Doesn't seem to be hating till he bites you and that smile turns red, and then the public come in and rip you to pieces. You know, that's the time I was most afraid, far from home, from where I started, from why I started, desperately craving the success. I had less than just a year ago, afraid to go home with my tail between my legs. I guess I'll be staying in the discount bin. I'll never put on a tuxedo again.
They sip their drinks. A whale sound is heard.
Show me the way to go home. I'm tired and I want to go to bed.
Oh, shut up.
Dreyfus stops singing. Stephen opens his mouth to speak, but then...
Guard that secret with your life. Let no one see when you're unsure of yourself. Hide the fact from everyone, because you will lose respect from everyone.
Stephen shuts his mouth. Exterior, docks, continuous. The boat pulls up and Joe runs on board. Interior, Orca above deck, continuous. Joe pops in from above deck.
The film's fine.
They all let out sighs of relief.
Oh, thank God.
Hey, why don't we have fun and do the best we do with what we got? We don't need the shark. The film isn't about the shark anyway.
I think it is.
It's called Jaws.
You know, it's about you guys.
He looks at the three actors.
The shark is fireworks.
Right.
It's about all of us. About remembering why we're here in the first place.
They look at him for the answer.
We like doing this.
They all think about it.
This could be it for all of us. It's sink or swim. I say, let's go swimming.
They all smile.
Aye, aye, Chief.
Exterior, beach, night. The crew and Susan are talking. Susan is in a towel. Stephen looks at Joe.
No shark.
Stephen thinks. Interior, John Williams' home, day. John plays the two notes.
The music is the shark.
Exterior, beach, back to before.
We don't need it.
How is that?
We don't need the shark. It's scarier not seeing the shark. Think about it. We don't need the shark jumping out of the water. Where do we go from there anyway? We can build to seeing the shark.
But how are we?
The jerking motions. The jerking motions will trigger the imagination.
Exterior, beach, later. Susan is in the water screaming, being pulled by ropes, by groups of crew members trying to make it look like she is being dragged by a shark. Stephen is laughing and loving it.
God, wonderful. That was wonderful. Wonderful.
He claps. Exterior, Orca above deck, day. Stephen waits with the crew. He looks at Joe. Joe shakes his head. Stephen thinks.
Should I send them to the hotel?
Stephen sees the barrels. Then he remembers. Exterior, Arizona desert, day. Stephen's sister throws sand on his friends. Exterior, Orca above deck, back to before.
The barrels.
Excuse me?
We can use the barrels.
Joe stares confused.
Use what we have.
Exterior, ocean, later. A boat pulls 3 barrels. The orca chases after them. Stephen and Bill on a third boat recording.
Who needs to see the shark, right? The barrels can be our shark.
Exterior, ocean, later. 3 barrels pop up from underwater. Stephen and Bill are on a boat recording.
See, we don't need a fin. The shark's there.
Exterior, a small dock, night. A man in plaid woolen jacket swims for the docks. Another man kneels on the dock.
Swim, Charlie! Swim! Don't look back! Take my word for it, Charlie!
The man swims, being chased by a broken piece of the dock. Stephen whispers to Bill, who records this with his camera.
See, it's more exciting not seeing the shark, isn't it?
Interior, living room, later. Scheider and a little boy do the mimic hands thing the kid did to Stephen in the cafe. Stephen smiles.
How is this for action director, Hollywood reporter?
Exterior, off the coast of Martha's Vineyard, night. The orca sits in the dark, still waters. Stephen and Bill are on a boat pointing the camera at the orca. A shooting star goes across the sky over the orca. They look at each other.
Did you get that?
Bill puts down the camera.
Yeah.
Stephen smiles. Exterior, warehouse, day. Bob enters a warehouse and stares at the shark, sitting motionless on a gantry.
You're my last baby. You have to swim. Otherwise, I'll be remembered after I'm dead as the guy who made the shark that didn't work. You have to swim. And you have to keep swimming after I'm dead. As proof I was here, that I was somebody.
Picks up a wrench and walks towards it.
Swim. For me. Please.
The shark stares back, dead-eyed. Exterior, orca above deck, later. Scheider is chumming.
I could go straight ahead. Why don't you come down and chum some of this shit?
Shark pops out of the water. Scheider jumps back.
Cut!
The crew applauds. Stephen looks at Bob. Bob smiles at him. Interior, shop, day. Dreyfus is buying taffy.
Any more trouble from those movie jerks?
You're one of them.
What? No, I'm not.
I saw you with them.
I was telling them to get the fuck off our land. I hate those guys.
Where do you live?
By the beach.
What street?
Main Street.
Yeah? What do you do?
I'm a clam digger.
What kind of clams?
Well, the slimy ones, you know?
You're an actor. You're some Hollywood asshole turning my town into a circus.
Doesn't that happen every summer?
Not like this. These people think they are all going to be stars now. They're turning into jerks. They're like you.
Through a nearby production assistant's walkie, we hear,
"The shark is working. Repeat, the shark is working."
Dreyfus looks at the walkie.
What?
"The shark is working."
I gotta go.
I knew you were one of them.
I'm not, honestly.
He runs out. Exterior, orca's crow's nest, day. Bill is up in the crow's nest shooting down below at the camera. The shark swims by the boat.
Incredible.
Exterior, estuary, pond, day. Bill and Stephen are up on a crane shooting down. The shark swims by an actor who is trying to climb back on top of his capsized rowboat. He screams and goes under.
Wonderful, cut!
Interior, orca below deck, day. Scheider's in the cabin and it's flooded with water. The ship is on its side. The shark comes through the window and Scheider throws the scuba tank in its mouth.
Cut!
Stephen is in the water with Roy holding the camera. He claps.
Moving on.
Exterior, underwater, day. The shark speeds along, chewing scuba tank. Exterior, orca above deck, continuous. Scheider aims his rifle.
Smile, you son of a...
Exterior, ocean, continuous. The shark explodes in a massive, glorious display of blood and seawater. Exterior, orca above deck, continuous. Scheider laughs triumphantly. Exterior, small boat, continuous. Stephen stands with Bill, who films the explosion. Stephen is ecstatic. Stephen smiles at Peter. Peter shakes his head and walks away.
There's your explosion. Can't say I didn't blow it up.
Exterior, speedboat and ocean off Australian coast. Day. Jerry's in scuba suit, shaking nervously.
You sure nothing's gonna happen?
Jerry, we do this every day. We've never been bitten, and my husband is not even in the cage. They don't attack people. They're calm creatures.
Okay.
Jerry gets up. Suddenly, the boat starts wobbling. A shark has its nose caught in the chains above the cage. It flops around madly. The tail slams against the deck of the boat.
We're all gonna die!
He starts taking off the suit. The cage disconnects from the boat. Exterior, underwater, continuous. The shark tied to the shark cage sinks underwater. Ron is there recording this with his underwater camera. The shark breaks free and swims away. Exterior, speedboat and ocean off Australian coast, continuous. Ron climbs on board with the waterproof camera.
That was the scariest thing I've ever seen.
Interior, Zanuck's hotel room, day. Zanuck is on the phone.
Is he in the cage when the shark attacks it?
He listens.
I see. Well, send us the footage.
He hangs up. Steven is sitting there.
He's not in the cage, but the footage is supposed to be amazing.
Well, there's only one solution.
What's that?
Hooper doesn't get eaten. We'll rewrite the script so that he gets out of the cage before the shark gets entangled in it.
No, Hooper has to get eaten.
Why? We cut Hooper sleeping with the chief's wife, so he hasn't done anything wrong. It's poetic that Quinn dies. Hooper should live. Don't want him to live. It's meant to be.
You seem chipper.
This is when I'm happiest.
He walks out. Exterior, orca, above deck, day. The shark jumps out of the water and onto the boat. Bob looks at Joe and they smile. He motions with his arm like the crane. The shark bites down on Shaw. He screams and blood flies out of his mouth.
Cut!
They all laugh and applaud. Shaw approaches, blood on his face.
Chief, can I talk to you a second?
Sure. Yeah, Robert, what's up?
I want to reshoot the Indianapolis scene.
Of course.
Interior, orca below deck, later. Shaw's talking to Dreyfus and Scheider. Stephen and Bill record it. The crew watch in awed silence.
On Thursday morning, Chief, bumped into a friend of mine, Herbie Robinson from Cleveland. Baseball player. Boatswain's mate. Thought he was asleep. I reached over to wake him up. Bobbed up and down in the water just like kind of top. Upended. Well, he'd been bitten in half below the waist. Noon the 5th day, Mr. Hooper. A Lockheed Ventura saw us. He swung in low and he saw us. As a young pilot, not younger than Mr. Hooper. Anyway, he saw us and he came in low, and 3 hours later, a big fat PBY comes down. Start to pick us up. You know, that was the time I was most frightened, waiting for my turn. I never put on a life jacket again. So, 1,100 men went in the water, 316 men come out, and the sharks took the rest. June the 29th, 1945. Anyway, we delivered the bomb.
They sit in silence.
Cut.
They still sit in silence. Dreyfus leans over to Shaw.
That was the greatest piece of acting I ever saw.
Shaw extends his hand. They shake.
Thank you, Dreyfus. You were great, too.
I didn't say anything.
That's why it was so good.
Dreyfus stares. He breaks out laughing. So does Shaw. They stare at each other. Newfound respect.
Shall we drink to our legs?
Let's drink to our legs.
They grab their beers.
Okay, so we drink to our legs.
They laugh and drink.
Prince, that's a wrap.
The crew cheers.
Oh, thank God.
Stephen hugs Joe and Bill. Brown and Zanuck hug too. Interior, shop, day. Dreyfus enters the shop.
What?
My name is Richard Dreyfuss, and I'm an actor. I have done Broadway, off-Broadway, improvisational theater. When I was 15, I appeared in the TV show Mama's House. I had 2 lines in The Graduate. I was in a play with Henry Fonda called Time of Your Life. I was in American Graffiti, and I just spent 6 months in your beautiful island chasing a plastic shark. And I just wanted to say that you are the sexiest girl I have ever seen.
She smiles.
And would you like to have dinner with me before I leave town tomorrow?
You're leaving tomorrow.
Yes.
You're all leaving tomorrow.
Yes.
Well, I've always wanted to fuck a movie star.
Dreyfus giggles and sighs.
All right.
Interior, Martha's Vineyard, day. Stephen and Brown and Zanuck are aboard a tiny airplane. He looks out the window at Martha's Vineyard. Stephen sits back and exhales. Interior, Dallas Movie Theater, night. The Jaws theme notes are heard with full orchestra when on the screen underwater shots from the point of view of the shark are seen on the screen. A full audience watches. Exterior, Dallas Movie Theater, night. Stephen and Brown and Zanuck stand outside. Marquee reads Jaws. There is a large plastic promotional shark.
Well, this is it.
I am nervous.
Let's get a drink.
Interior, bar across the street, later. The 3 sit at the bar. Through the window, we see the movie theater behind them.
Do you think they'll laugh? Everyone knows the shark is fake. It was in all the papers.
Stephen, no matter what happens, you were the only director I ever met who could have finished this film.
Oh, man, that's not true.
It is. Howard Hawks would have thrown in the towel. Hitchcock would have shit his pants. You did it.
It was a sinking ship, and you got us to shore.
No matter how this goes, you are the single greatest director I ever worked with, and you can direct my movies any day.
Stephen hugs them.
I forgot the first thing I learned.
Which was?
Have fun.
Let's go see what happens.
Interior, Dallas Movie Theater, later. Stephen and Brown and Zanuck tiptoe into the theater. On the screen, we see Susan swimming in the dark ocean. We hear John Williams' 2 notes. It is the famous angle from the shark point of view with Susan's legs treading water above us. Stephen looks at the faces of the audience who've frozen in fear and silence. Susan gets thrashed around in the water. She disappears under the water, and only the bell of the dinghy is heard. The crowd's mouths are gaping. Stephen smiles.
Well, the music certainly works.
You bet it does.
He looks at John Williams, and John smiles at him. Interior, Dallas Movie Theater, later. A montage begins of random shots of the movie, and the audience is terrified or emotional reactions. The kid disappears under the water, and the camera does the famous dolly zoom on Scheider's face while sitting on the beach. The actor gets pulled under the water while hanging onto the rowboat as we see the shark roll by on its side. Mrs. Kittner slaps Scheider's face. Dreyfus, in full scuba gear, jumps and screams underwater as the fisherman's corpse pokes out of the boat's huge hole. The barrel, with the blinking tracking device, quietly approaches the orca in the dark. The 3 heroes aboard the orca chase the 2 barrels. On the screen is Scheider chumming.
No music.
Well, we conditioned them to think the shark's nearby when it plays. So when the music doesn't play...
I can go straight ahead. Why don't you come down and chum some of this shit?
The audience laughs. The shark pops out of the water and the entire audience screams. Stephen and Zanuck and Brown look at each other.
And then you get that.
Interior, movie theater, later. The montage continues. Shaw makes his speech. Dreyfus is in the audience watching fondly. The shark jumps on the boat. The audience screams. Scheider on the screen and Scheider in the audience have the same expression of fear. Shaw slides down into its mouth. It bites down on him and blood shoots out of Shaw's mouth. The montage ends with Scheider aiming his rifle.
Smile, you son of a...
The shark explodes and the audience cheers and applauds. Peter says, I guess that was better. Peter smiles. Exterior, movie theater, later. The audience is coming out of the theater and applauding Stephen. Stephen is shocked and giddy. Dreyfuss runs up.
We did it! We did it!
He hugs Stephen.
That's the best movie I've ever seen.
How did you do that?
That's going to be the biggest movie of all time.
Stephen smiles. A Universal executive walks up and shakes his hand.
Roger D's Universal. Never doubted you for a second.
Thanks.
Stephen watches Shaw in his tuxedo getting photographed by reporters. Shaw nods at him. Stephen nods back. Stephen pulls at his tuxedo to say, you said you wouldn't wear one of these again. Shaw laughs and shrugs. Bob smiles for photographs. Joe watches, smiling. Some young female autograph hounds approach Scheider.
You're the guy from Jaws?
Yes, I am.
Lucas, Coppola, and Scorsese walk up.
You did it. One of the best movies I ever seen.
Stephen smiles. Lucas hugs him.
I think we're on the horizon now.
Peter approaches.
What did you think?
Peter says, it's your story now. Stephen hugs him. Peter walks on. Joe approaches Bob.
When I was a kid, I felt I could do anything. And the older I get, the more I realize I couldn't. But it took the oldest man in the city to be the most youthful. Thank you.
Joe and Bob shake hands. Stephen walks up.
I told you we could do it.
Yes, you did. I have a feeling I'm going to owe a lot to Bruce.
And I you.
They smile at each other. Stephen watches as Bob walks off into the crowd. Stephen sees Sid staring at him in the distance. Sid mimes, hand clapping. Stephen touches his heart and mouths, thank you. Exterior, Manhattan, day. Marty and Stephen and Lucas walk along.
Today is the big day.
I seriously don't know what is going to happen. The not knowing is killing me. My brain is eating itself again.
Dallas loved it. You were there.
They got in for free. The people make the final decision.
Why don't we drive by the Angelica and see how it's doing?
All right, yeah.
Interior, Marty's car, later. Stephen sits in the back nervously.
It's up on the left there.
I know where it is.
They drive by the Angelica movie theater, and there is a line around the block. On the marquee is the title Jaws.
Holy crap.
They keep driving, and the line keeps going.
Holy crap.
They drive around the block, and the line keeps going.
Holy
crap.
Stephen exhales and smiles. Exterior, Manhattan Street, continuous. The line goes on for blocks. Over this, we hear,
The first movie to break the 100 million mark.
People are afraid to go into the water thanks to Jaws.
Nominated for Best Picture at the Academy Awards.
Jaws gave birth to the genre of summer blockbuster.
The highest grossing film of all time.
Peter Benchley went on to write other novels that made it to the screen, The Deep and The Island. He wrote often to support the conservation of sharks. Dick Zanuck and Dave Brown went on to make The Verdict, Cocoon, and received the Irving G. Thalberg Memorial Award by the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences in 1990. They parted ways after winning the Oscar for Best Picture for Driving Miss Daisy. In Jaws, Roy Scheider finally found the movie he was remembered for. Ironically, they never forgot, and he never was able to be seen as anything else in Hollywood's eyes. Richard Dreyfuss remained one of the most popular actors for decades. He received the Oscar for Best Actor for The Goodbye Girl in 1977, as well as second nomination in 1996 for Mr. Holland's Opus. He made 2 more movies with Stephen. Robert Shaw died 3 years after the release of Jaws. Quint remains the role he is most fondly remembered for. Thanks to the success of Jaws, movie studios learned what kind of money could be made, so they never gave total control again to directors. Spielberg was so successful as a rogue director that he accidentally brought about the end of the age of them. Steven Spielberg became and still remains one of the most respected and successful filmmakers. He won 3 Directors Guild of America awards and received 2 Oscars for directing for Schindler's List and Saving Private Ryan. He directed 7 of the top 100 highest grossing films of all time and 2 of the top 10 adjusted for inflation. One of them is Jaws. He is considered by many to be the greatest director of all time. And he got to make Close Encounters. People still refuse to swim because of Jaws. Exterior, docks, day. Steven is talking to a crew. Joe approaches.
All right, today we're going to shoot the Brody shooting the shark with the gun and Quinn with the harpoon if we have time. Hooper. Yes.
Steven.
What?
Joe waves him over. Steven walks up to him.
What?
Shark isn't working.
Again?
Yeah.
When will it be working?
They don't know.
We're 3 months behind schedule. What are we going to do?
Interior, Steven's mansion bedroom, continuous. Steven wakes up from his nightmare. He is older now, and his bedroom is opulent. He looks around and then sighs, relieved. Exterior, balcony of Steven's mansion, continuous. Steven walks out onto the balcony, his giant mansion around him. He breathes the air. Below him is a driver.
Mr. Spielberg, they're ready for you on set.
I'll be right down.
Steven shakes his head and walks inside. Interior, Steven's mansion bedroom, continuous. Steven walks through to the bathroom. The plastic shark he had bought a long time ago sits on his desk. He stares at it.
Thank you.
The 2 notes from the theme to Jaws are heard. Fade out.
Well, I owe you guys a huge apology. There was a bunch of little problems with
And money.
It was like the Jaws production.
Yeah, exactly. I think Jackie's gonna get fired. He was supposed to be at a job at 3:45. It's fucking 4:37. You guys all have lives and businesses to do, and you did this for me. Even some of you who were reading smaller parts. I want you all to know that I respect you all and truly love you all. And the fact that you would read small parts for me and stay online for 3 hours and do this for me meant a lot to me, and I owe you one. And thank you very much, all of you, for doing it. I really, really appreciate it.
See everyone. Thank you. Great script.
Thank you all.
Yeah, Brian.
I just would like, being the sole audience member, I just want to tell you, Brian, someday, somehow, that ban, whatever that is, that blacklist has to blow up. This is I will tell you honestly, yeah, it was 3 hours or something, but I stayed. I was laughing out loud. I was laughing out loud many, many times. I was so intrigued. I started looking all these things up that you wrote about because I said, is that really true? It was fantastic. Now, of course, as they say in Hollywood, maybe it needs some editing, but
Yeah, sure, yeah. Well, I never went back and edited it because it was bad.
no, this is a movie that should be made. The making of Jaws. I'm telling you honestly, I wish somebody could find a way to revert that decision. That's a great idea. You did a great job, a lot of beautiful research, and I love the way you portrayed the characters. It's so true to who I think they are. So congratulations.
Thank you very, very much. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Good day. Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone. And thank you so much for doing this, everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Bye, guys.
Thank you, everyone.
You can send the check to.
Oh, man. I was hoping you guys would pay me. I got nothing. But anyway, you guys are great. And
hey, man, great job on Dreyfus. That was so good to watch. That was
you
just
too, man.
Really great.
so good to watch. Everybody was just terrific.
You guys,
Brian, yeah, the material was great, man. I mean, it's a fascinating thing. Jaws is a part of it. I saw that in a drive-through in 19, whatever the hell it came out. My father, I was born in 1970, so I saw that when it came out. My father took me to it. It was a drive-in movie, double feature with that and Buck Rogers. Not as good, but still, Buck Rogers was first. And Jaws messed me up so bad. I have very rarely ventured into the ocean. Because of that film. So I'm definitely one of those people. Once you put your toe in the water, you're food. All bets are off.
yeah. I think I know where I would want to cut it, but it's like why bother? because it's never going to get made. But maybe.
Well, it's meaty, so it's a meaty piece, so you don't have to trim too much fat. Shit, man, this is like one of those 5-day documentary adventures on like Netflix or something.
It really shouldn't be more than 2 hours, but because of all the problems, it wound up being 3 hours. But
Titanic did it, so I guess it's a theme with the ocean.
Yeah,
everybody's still trying to figure out how to use your Oculus headset. Don't worry about it.
Don't even read a table read on the water. But you guys are great, man. Thank you so much.
Plus, I was drinking the whole time, so how bad could that be?
I'm with you on that one.
Oh, you have a Bush beer. I'm in love.
I'm Canadian. What am I supposed to do?
It's a fair
I can't
point.
venture outside. I'm stuck in a snowstorm.
No.
It's like worse than Dallas here.
I've had to plow like 6 times.
And Bill, thanks for filling in for me last minute when Alex Scooby is snowed in. Brett, thank you for doing for Lucas. And
No problem. Very fun.
Yeah, you know a lot of people, Brian. I haven't seen John Mooney in years, man. That was so cool. And
I know very, very talented and very kind people, and that's what I'm lucky for. And I've been sitting here in my apartment alone for 12 months, just me. And I probably got cancer from all the smoking I'm doing.
What have we been doing? Bowling?
Well, you have family. You have family and a wife and kids, and I do nothing. But so it's like it was really nice to see you all again and have you read art and do your shit. And
I dressed up as the elderly, so I'm getting my second shot March 2nd.
Thank you guys so much. And Rick, do you know WeTransfer.com? Oh, you're muted.
Oh, Brian, you could always get John Mooney back on in the same shirt and just have him say those lines separately and just pop it in.
That's true. Yeah, I could do that. But Rick, would you
want
mind?
to do WeTransfer or Dropbox or?
Well, I do WeTransfer.com. You just send it to Brian Scalaro, and I'd really appreciate it. It's the fastest way to do it. Thank you guys so much. I know a lot of you just gotta go, and I love you all.
I have a poker tournament, but I love you.
That's good.
Thanks for having me.
Bye. Thank you, guys.
Thanks,
Bye,
guys.
all of you.
Bye, everybody. Stay safe.
Bye-bye. Great job, all of you. Mark, sorry for causing you late for work. Thank you,
brother.
Thank you, and Tony. God bless you for reading all that shit. Tony's gone. I'll leave him. Bye-bye. John, thank you.
Thank you, pal.
I know it wasn't a huge part. Just thank you for doing it.
Oh, I had a blast, man. Anytime.
Means a lot.
I love this whole project. I told you I'd pay to see the movie.
Wow, what I want to do is get it to Spielberg somehow. I just want him.
Yeah, man. Or anybody from the story. Eventually, Lucas. Any of them could get it to Spielberg.
Exactly. Yeah. They all seem extremely unapproachable, but
Yeah.
And most of them are dead.
Never say never. No, that's not true, is it?
Well, China's dead. Shaw's dead.
Right.
Rich Brown is dead. Rich Brown is still Dick Brown and Zanuck are both dead. Steinberg's dead. So but I think Spielberg would like it because I gave so much attention to what I thought he'd be going through as a kid and and to create a personal story for him. I don't know if the other one did that, but I don't know. I didn't read it, but I fucking had fun. Thank you. Thanks for doing it. I got to piss.
Dude, take to the Universal backlot tour and hop off the tram car and drop it on his fucking desk.
I once had an audition in his property in that lot.
So did I. I've been in there once for something, some voiceover gig.
Yeah, me too. It was a voiceover.
Yeah.
Yeah. I should have just left it on a fucking table, but I didn't write it back then. And I get less auditions these days. But the next time I have an audition in the Universal lot, I'm doing it.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
Well, I got to take a piss. Thank you, John.
Anytime, pal.
Take care. Have a good night.
Yeah, you too.
What are you talking about?
Exterior.
This has been brought to you by Externa.
Exterior, Universal Studios. All right, I'll stay.